like 8 speakers. We're going to keep it very concise and clear. Just before a check, people are just standing around. Can you guys sit down quickly? Everyone, people standing around. Only the organizing core team can stand up. Rest of things go down. Okay, lovely. It's going to be a little long day. We're going to spend about 2.5 hours setting up there. We're going to have a quick 5 minutes bio break as well. We'll have something to eat in between as well. But most important, it's going to be big learning today. Whatever you guys are going to learn today, you guys can take notes towards that. We got Shivi sitting up here. Where's Shivi? Hey, Shivi is the scribe for the day. Do you know this word, scribe? Yeah, I've taught you that. Okay, scribe. So Shivi is going to be the scribe for the day. She's going to write every shit what all the big guys, sorry, not the shit, but all the big guys talk today, the stalwarts of the industry, and so that you can have these leadership lessons set for them. Are these lessons important? Maybe in the next 2 hours you'll learn massively from Harvard Business School to London Business School, SPJL, I'm Ahmedabad, I'm Bangalore, National Creative Directors, ex-RBI directors in fact, who are going to come and talk to you. So it's up to you, break it or leave it. I would recommend the age group of the people who are going to be talking today ranges from somewhere around 28, 29, 30 to maximum around 56, 58. And we got industry experience for more than 22 years. We'll be talking to you about the same. But yeah, sorry, my speech says something else. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, welcome to the Global Leadership Summit. Gear up yourself for the next 3 hours of learning and unlearning. Our agenda is to bring stalwarts from the various industries to share their experience. And I'm proud to say that this is Global Leadership Summit number 1. So big round of applause for you guys for making it to the number 1 summit. Thank you so much. Great. Our theme for today is pretty simple and straightforward. Finding focus. Finding focus. We all are Indian kids. We are lost. What we do, what our parents tell us. Now the thing that's changed, unlike my mom and dad, like you have to be an engineer, that's it. IIT or an NIT, that's it. Mom, I don't want to be an engineer. No, engineer. Bade bhai ne ye kiya tha, tum bhi yahi karoge. Okay, mom. Things have changed. Parents have changed. Parents are a little more cooler. Yes or no? Yeah. Most of you guys. Yeah. So answer is yes. Parents are more cooler. And they say whatever you want to do, you do. The problem is, bachche ko pata hi nahi karna kya hai. What bacha is doing, what their peers are doing. And if you got the right exposure and if you understand pretty well okay, what's going to come next, what all these stalwarts of the industry have to tell you, you bang on. Agenda, you learn from the age group of 27 to 56 years today, right here. And these are not small guys. People want to go to creative industry. Anybody is a BMM here? BMM? Sweet. So the biggest role is called as National Creative. In fact, our photographer is also a BMM guy. Bachelor of Mass Media. So the biggest profile where you can go in a BMM career is you go to MICA and then you excel and then you go to get a profile called National Creative Director. He's going to be here talking about the same. Quick lineup today. We have Mr. Kishore Sharma joining us soon. He's ex-RBI Director, Reserve Bank of India. He's a central banker, member of Market Committee for International Settlements. We got Ashim Jolly. Where's Ashim? Hey Ashim. Hey, what's up? Ashim Jolly is a young chap. He's a passionate entrepreneur. He has done 3 successful startups in the past 3 years. People who are planning for his startups, connect to him, listen to him, whatever things he has to share. We're going to have another big guy called Shajan. Shajan is 2 years full-time MBA from Harvard Business School. He's my senior. He's the CEO of Kaizen Center for Financial Entrepreneurship. Once you start up with a business idea, once you become like Ashim Jolly, then you need a VC. Then you need a VC, and when you start finding a VC, we've got our VCs right now. So people who are coming with a startup idea, just spend some time with them after the lecture is done, and you kick it. And then we got Mr. Kishore Sharma. He's director of Kachila Business School. He's a successful business leader. He heads corporate social responsibility. He was invited by the Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia and Education Minister of Nepal. He's worked in Government of India for a couple of years, about 6 years, right? 91 to 96, 97. Lovely. And we got our own Aditya Singh. He is my senior. Aditya, hey Aditya. Aditya is senior from SPJ in Bombay again. He is director of Athena Business School of Management. He's certified in People Management, Australian Institute of Management, and he's done consulting with top folks like IBM, Tata Group, and Kotak. That's Aditya Singh, speaker number 6. We're going to have Tarun Anand soon. Again, a very smart guy. Again, one of the seniors from SPJ in Bombay. He was ex-managing director and for Thomson Reuters Global. It's very easy to become a CEO, not very easy, but still easy as compared to becoming a global CEO. Global CEO, right? Ashim, you like agree. A CEO of India is like, all right, yeah, it's a big thing. But CEO of global means where you manage about 19 CEOs under you. So Tarun is one of them. Tarun is a senior and really amazing guy. He's going to come and talk about the same. I'll give the details profile a little later on. So that's the big lineup. More importantly, the audience. You guys are all about 18 to 21 years of age. Hidden here in between you guys, most of you CAT aspirants, right? Yeah. Yeah, and your best business schools to aspire for. I'm Ahmedabad, I'm Bangalore, I'm Calcutta, SPJ and NMIMS. In fact, all of these guys are here. We've got about 14 of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we got 14 of them. People sitting around here. All these suited Buddhist guys are all I'm Ahmedabad, IITs, NITs of the world. They're all chilling around here. You want to build network with them? I can do a quick round of introduction there. Hey, Jigmet, which college are you from? Oh, he's from IMCAL, so IMCAL is called IMCAL. Nikhil?
NMIMS.
NMIMS. Because
Pranav.
Pranav, I'm Amritsar.
Yep.
Lovely.
I'm Lucknow.
I'm Lucknow. IIT, then I'm Lucknow. How about you? Joining JBIMS, that's lovely. Amar?
Micah.
Micah, that's great. Who else? I can't see the MLPs. Where are the MLPs? Management Leadership Profile. Hi, Pranav. Rajat, sorry. NMIMS. Lovely. Sham. Samiksha, I'm Amritsar. Good. NMIMS. Who's next? Tiger, I'm Amritsar. Lovely. Sushant, I'm Calcutta. That's good. Reshma, I'm Vizag. That's lovely. Shivi, I'm Vizag. That's lovely. Big round of applause for these guys for making it so easy. I say to everyone, you got your next step is business school, and these guys have already made it. I made it 5 years back. I'm a little older as compared to these guys. So these guys are fresh. They cracked all these competitive exams couple of months or maybe maximum year back. And then you go to do your own startup like Haptic. We got here. You got VCs. Yeah, when it comes to paying tax, we got RBI here. So you complete the entire cycle for the next couple of years. So with this, that's my long introduction speech. I'm going to cut it short. I'm going to quickly invite our first speaker for today, Mr. Saurabh Dasgupta. Saurabh Dasgupta, is there? Or big applause for Mr. Saurabh. A quick introduction. Saurabh has got 22 years of experience in advertising and media industries with the big agencies like Leo Burnett, Mudra, DDB. He's known as a planning guy and the creative mentor mind. In fact, he knows Shah Rukh Khan more than you guys know it. All the last 11 years of Shah Rukh Khan's Hyundai ad campaigns are done by Mr. Saurabh. Big applause for Saurabh. I'm not sure you guys have seen the ad campaign called the CEO ad campaign, Times Job. Have you seen the CEO? Find the next CEO ad campaign? Yeah, again, this is done by, and many more. But I like Shah Rukh, his name is Rahul, so, yeah. So, that was a joke, but, okay. So, Mr. Dasgupta started his career about 22 years back, which is more than a couple of you guys are sitting. Anybody less than 22? Oh my goodness, everyone. So, over to you without taking much time.
Check. Can you hear me now? There? Okay. So, first of all, a big thank you to Rahul and the entire team at CATKing for having me here. Okay, it's a privilege for me. Thank you guys. Okay, we're going to have some fun today. Yes? Okay. Let me start off by telling you a few stories. Okay, then I'll come to the point that I want to make. How many of you heard of a small fishing village called Cannes in the south of France? Just a couple of people. Cannes. It's also called Cannes, or not Kanpur, but Cannes, Cannes, yeah. Okay, I've had the rare privilege of being there, going there for a few times, and I can tell you that I didn't go to Cannes for the fish or for the weather. I went there for a very, very specific reason. The reason was to understand what was happening in the area of problem solution, problem solving. How people from around the world are solving the problems. So I saw lots of interesting case studies at CAT. The one that comes to my mind and I want to talk to you about is a zoo. Everybody here knows zoo? Zoo in Tokyo, okay, a Japanese zoo, which had a huge problem. The zoo didn't have enough people, coming to it. They wanted footfalls, they wanted revenues, but not enough revenues. So what we do is they put on their looking caps, they probably got some best guys in the business, and the solution they found will completely blow your mind. They actually bought some old truck tires, okay, wrapped these old truck tires with denim fabric, okay, and threw them in the cage where the lions and the tigers were. Okay. Over the next 7 days, what happened was, these tigers and the lions, they clawed and mauled all these old truck tires, clad denim way of selling business class. They basically, figure who are these important business class, as we all know, is flown by important either celebrities or big business guys or important people. So they would figure out who these big business guys or these celebrities were flying with them on business class, and they put a seat next to their seat on auction. What a wonderful idea. Okay? So you got, if you're flying from, say, example, from Bombay to Delhi, you've got 2 hours of captive time with, say, Ratan Tata, or with Amitabh Bachchan, or with Shahrukh Khan, or whoever you want to be with, discuss business, just chat up. Okay? I'm going to now ask you a few questions before I actually get to the point I want to. Anybody here knows the name of the largest toy shop in the world? I actually want you to answer this question to me. So you can raise your hand. Yeah. Hamleys. No, it's not Hamleys. I want the right answer. It's not Hamleys. Toys R Us, no. What? Sorry. Lego, no. Let me give you the answer. It will completely sweep the carpet under your feet. Take a wild guess. It's McDonald's. Okay, next question. Which is the largest music label in the world? Yeah, tell me. It's Bremen, Crescendo, Sony. Go ahead. Guys, it's Airtel. Airtel sells the largest number of music or largest songs in the world. Which is the largest taxi company in the world? It should be simple. Uber. Which is the largest hotel chain in the world? Airbnb. Which is the largest TV channel in the world? YouTube. Do you see where it's going? Do you see where the world is going? Businesses have problems. The zoo in Tokyo had a problem. This leading airline company in the US had a problem. McDonald's also, I'm assuming, I don't know, I've never worked on the brand, had a problem. Airtel had a problem. Okay, I can't talk about Airbnb and Uber because they're all technology-based platforms. But these are problems they are solving in very interesting ways. Okay? So what is this that they use to solve a problem? What is that one thing that they need to solve a problem? It is a 4-letter word. Any guesses? It's called an idea. Simple. Okay. Does anybody here know the anatomy of an idea? What constitutes an idea? What constitutes a good idea? What's a bad idea? How do you judge your own ideas? When do you get ideas? Okay. You can take this down. This will help you for the rest of your lives. Okay. An idea, I'll just try and define it first and then explain to you what it means. An idea is a juxtaposition. Juxtaposition here means coming together An idea is a juxtaposition of two previously uncorrelated items or things. And most importantly, to solve a problem. So I'll repeat the definition. An idea is a previously uncorrelated juxtaposition of two or more things or elements that solves a problem. Let's understand this, because this is the basis of creative thinking. Okay? Can anybody here tell me the biggest idea of the century? The aeroplane. Why is that the biggest idea of the century? What are the two previously uncorrelated things it juxtaposes? Man and flying. Man was not supposed to fly. Earth was supposed to fly. So man and flying were previously uncorrelated. And somebody called the Wright brothers thought of it. They got these two previously uncorrelated items together and got them to fly. Got everybody to fly. Which is the century's second biggest idea. Any takers? The mobile phone, the cellular phone. Can you quickly tell me how it brings two previously uncorrelated elements together? Sorry? What are the two previously uncorrelated things that it brings together? Talking, one, and on the go, the other, isn't it? We always had the telephone, we could talk across geographies. Talking on the go are the two previously uncorrelated things which it got together. Do you see what I'm hinting at? Do you see how two previously uncorrelated things can be got together and made into an idea? And if that idea solves a problem, or if that idea serves a purpose, it is a good idea. And if you get up in the morning and say, I think I should go and watch a movie today and not study hard for my CAT entrance exams, that may not be a good idea. Okay. Okay, with that, I would want to end this talk today. Any questions? We will do a quick Q&A. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Yes. We don't need to tell the important person. The airline doesn't see. The seat has to be sold anyways. If you're buying one seat on an airline, it doesn't matter who's sitting next to you. And if it bothers you, you better buy two seats. See, but that's not the point. I don't want to get into an argument around whether that bothered the celebrity and the important person or not. I'm talking about the way businesses are solving problems. Any other question? Thanks, Rahul.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. I love the three wow factors about the airline seat auction theory and the Zoo story which you spoke about. And definitely the world is changing. You know, the biggest music seller is it. That could be a GK question asked in your competitive exams. Yeah, I think it changed the way a business runs. That's so lovely. In fact, most of the companies are trying right now where they're coming to different ideas and how they can change the business for them. In fact, everybody wants to innovate. Everybody wants to do different. So, which Saurabh you rightly said. So, thanks Saurabh for your insights. So, I'm going to have a next speaker lined up. Do we have Ashim here? All right, Ashim. Big applause for Mr. Ashim. So Ashim is youngest of the chap and youngest of the lot here. Ashim is a passionate entrepreneur, a growth hacker, currently the COO of CATKing, which is the mobile assistant app. He's the founder and director of Innovation Studio. Here we talk about innovation, and here he is. He has a digital product development studio. So product development is one of the most important and conscious thing what people subscribe to right now. He's a graduate from Cornell University, which is one of the Ivy Leagues, and in 2009, and masters in electrical and computer science engineering. Summer business bridge program at Tuck School of Business. So he's got 2 Ivy Leagues on his resume. So big applause for Ashim right now here.
Yeah, this is good. Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. You can all hear me? Excellent. You got the flashlight. So when I was approached, thanks by the way, guys. It's obviously a privilege to be on this stage. They said, we have to talk about focus, and I said, okay, let's literally look at what focus means, right? So how many of you know why does horses wear blinders? Can anybody tell me? Why? Somebody louder. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah. So essentially, the concept is that horses have what's called peripheral vision, which means when it's on the track, it has a tendency to go haywire, and therefore you want to put blinders so it's kind of following track. And I think that's essentially the problem that we all face in our day-to-day, right? We know what we have to do, but we're always distracted. And I think at this point, I'm sure there's some of you looking at their phones, you're probably looking at there's all kinds of distraction going on, right? So that's the problem we're trying to solve. Mr. Saurabh actually left a very interesting note. He talked about idea, and this literally happened less than 24 hours ago, so I brought it on the slide. Can we move to the next slide? Okay, so let's start with this. So this is actually a very interesting slide when I talked about, what is the vicious cycle of life, right? This talks about how we're all caught in the rat race. It's this rat race of running, making money. We'll have enough money to have a great life. You spend 12, 15 hours every day, and you don't spend time with family, with people who you need to be spending the time with. So it's a very interesting cycle. I'm happy to sort of share this with you later. I found it online while I was doing some research. It talks about how we start with aimless aspirational spending, and that spending eventually leads us to getting poor, but then you go out and spend money, and then you again get back into the rat race of making more money. Once you start making more money, you're at work. A lot of us put on a lot of weight, and then we start trying to go back to the gym and lose that weight, and again we kind of get back into that track. So we're going to talk a little bit about work-life balance, which I'm a very firm and ardent believer in. Something that I keep referring to a lot of people, which I believe is something that really helps you to get to getting focus in your life. But before that, I want to show you this very interesting example. How many of you have been in this situation? You're on a domestic flight. You obviously have 2 hours to kill. You're watching your favorite show, and your hands are tired holding the phone like this. Have you all run into that situation? How many hands? Okay, that's a fair. Okay, I'm not going to show you the idea, but can somebody think of a very creative idea that was done on the spot, and you could find what he talked about, bringing two absolutely uncorrelated, absolutely non-correlated things together to solve that problem? I'm sorry? What? VR. Yeah, but you don't have a VR, ना? मेरा phone ही है, मैं अभी flight में जा रहा हूँ, but मेरे को ये problem solve करनी है, I don't have to hold the phone like this. Sorry? What? It doesn't work, right? Because the phone keeps falling off. I've tried it. Yeah, but then the holder doesn't allow you to hold the. I don't know how many of you have flown, but you can't do it, I'm sure. Have you tried? Yeah, it doesn't hold the phone. Yeah, so but that has a cover, so you can't see through the cover. Anybody else?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Here, over here, this side.
Raise your hand.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I saw ad online. It stated that you put your phone in a plastic case or cover, something like that, and keep it over there.
And you know where this plastic came from? So every flight has a magazine that they put in a Ziploc. Pull out the Ziploc, put your phone and just hang it on the cruise. This is what I call true jugaad. Okay? This is exactly what innovation is all about, right? So when he talks about correlated things, solving a problem, this is a big problem. And I was absolutely surprised when I saw this kid next to me. I'm like, you know what, I'm taking a picture. This happened literally 24 hours ago. I was flying yesterday from Ahmedabad to Bombay. It happened in my flight next door. And this kid was a mechanical engineer. He wasn't from whatever, right? Not probably one of the Ivy League. So it's important we go to all these schools, but I think what really matters is you have to apply all that education somewhere. Let's go to the next slide. Thank you. So this is obviously my favorite slide, talking about work-life balance. Obviously, what the Oxford Dictionary says is division of one's time and focus between working and family or leisure activities. What essentially it's talking about is how do you spend your time between how you make money and then how do you spend it, or how do you make money to make sure that you spend that sort of money with your near and dear ones. In my opinion, we've all, as I mentioned earlier, been caught into the rut, and it's extremely important that we start giving value to what it is going to bring to us, right? All of us obviously aspire to have big homes, big cars, but all of that is actually not going to lead you to happiness. True happiness is only going to come if you can spend that time and money with your near and dear ones. We can have one whole session on this separately, but I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to jump into how do you find focus so that you actually start building what's called a perfect work-life balance. But before that, I have a very interesting trivia. I think it's on the next slide. Yeah, we can pass this one. Go on. How much time do you think an average Indian spend on mobile phones? 2? 2? 6? Dude, you're killing it. Amazing. 8. What do you do for a living, man? Well, 8 hours on the phone. Awesome. Who else? So there's a study that's done. It's actually 3 hours. Interesting question, which I think will blow most of you. So go next. Which gender, male and female, right? Between males and females, who do you think spend more time on YouTube and games? Males. Are you all sure? Guys, that's such an interesting question. Can you please put this? It's actually women who spend 2x more time compared to men. And this is the study that came by the Mobile Marketing Association with the IMRP. Right? So I know I was pretty surprised you'll all be taken aback, but this is the ground realities, right? The reason I wanted to put this slide up is that we're all caught into this, but somewhere you have to start defining what is the amount of time you spend on mobile phones and what is the value that's bringing to you. I can give you a quick hack. I don't know how many of you use these, but I think all of us, we're hooked onto WhatsApp. It's extremely important. You have to stay communicated. I've actually closed business deals on WhatsApp and not on emails, right? So it's extremely important that you're available. So one good hack is have a WhatsApp client on your laptop, right? So you literally keep your phone away, and as you're working, you see a little pop-up on your laptop. Whenever you feel the need is important, you pop up, respond, and you move on. That, I can tell you from experience, saves you over an hour a day. Right? So if I don't know how many of you have gotten down to working, but if you're working, I think you, on an average, I didn't pull out that stat, but I think on an average, an Indian pulls out a phone 180 times a day. So imagine pulling out a phone, staring at 180 times, unlocking it, looking to a message, and then turning it back. Just multiply that, and you know what I'm talking about. So that's a quick hack. Let's move on to my closing slide. I keep making fun of people who come up with these crazy concepts, and yesterday it actually came to me when I was thinking, what am I going to talk today? So I came up with this concept of 3 E's, which is actually my life. My life is what I start as experimenting, experiencing, and eliminating. As Rahul mentioned, I'm a serial entrepreneur, which my parents still don't understand what I do. So they're like, "Pata nahi Ivy League bheja tha ise US padhne ke liye, na aapko kya karta hai?" I have no idea. It's a difficult problem, but the idea is that early on in my life, I realized that I wasn't obviously content with what I was doing. Right? I did a traditional engineering, took a lot of courses at business school, but the idea was I really needed to get focused and know what I wanted to do. And right now I'm on that journey. I don't think I have found what I want to do. So the Innovation Studio is actually an attempt to getting there, right? So in the last 6 years, a great example. I started off with building an online platform in the recruitment space. Did that for a fair amount of time. But it wasn't for me, moved on. Built another platform called Snapline where we did custom mobile apps. Worked with various industries, but it wasn't for me. Moved on to Haptic. We built one of India's largest consumer app, which is in the messaging space. And very recently, I transitioned to start what I call as the Innovation Studio, where we have 5 more businesses that we're incubating right now within the Innovation Studio. Right? So the idea is that you want to experiment, but you want to experiment quickly. Right? You want to experience, and you want to have those experiences. And each of these experiences is going to teach you something. Right? So what I learned in round 1 is not the mistake I want to make when I did Snapline. There are great examples. Snapline, one of the reasons we could not reach the height that we wanted to reach is we lost focus early on. We built a mobile platform for only restaurants, and then we ended up building mobile apps for about 10 different industries. So that's a typical example of why most companies in India lose business, because you try to move towards businesses where you see the money is coming without realizing what's the long-term manage, right? So that's a perfect example of how you lose focus. So I'm trying not to make that mistake now, right? And thankfully, we did not make that mistake. We were very focused on what we were trying to achieve. But I'm yet not content, right? Which is why I started the Innovation Studio. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Can you move on to the last slide? Eliminate your focus. Start learning what are the things you want to eliminate in your life so that you can start finding focus in where you need to be. That's all, guys. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Anyone? Either I spoke things that you didn't understand or it was absolutely. I don't know which one with these. No questions at all from the audience? Anyone?
Any questions? Yeah.
Hi. Sure.
I just wanted to know, like, being in this world where people are turning around and putting up lots of e-commerce sites and, all messaging worlds or all software. So, what do you think the focus should be so that if at all we want to develop an e-commerce app or something else, it should be better than others?
So let me rephrase your question, right? So the idea is you don't want to be another Me Too company, which means you're not going to build another Flipkart or Snap. And I'm sure you've read the newspaper. So the idea is not that, right? The idea is what is the big problem you're trying to solve, and is e-commerce going to help you solve that problem? So I have a friend who launched a platform called onlineprasad.com, and then after that there were 20 other players in the industry who tried to crack that problem, but weren't able to do so. So the real way to look at it is to identify what is this problem you're trying to solve, and have you then had enough hacks at trying to solve that problem. The little image that I showed in the beginning was a perfect hack of how do you solve that problem in the cheapest price possible. So now there are enough stands which are available in the market to hold your phone on the table, but people still will end up doing it. Right? So the idea is how do you do that, and is e-commerce really the solution? Right? You have to look a little beyond that and see what are sort of the larger problems around you and try to solve the problem. You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes? And there's somebody. I can hear you. Yes. Good question. Is there a difference between an MBA in India and an MBA abroad? Honestly, I don't think there is a real difference between MBA anywhere in the world, except for, which I'm assuming now in India also we started to see, we're letting people have the opportunity to try and experience and experiment different things. I think that's the larger difference between the education and the schooling system in India and anywhere outside, where they don't restrict you and say, ki aapko ye 4 courses hi karne hai. And that thankfully started to change in India, and I'm sure most of the premier schools allow you to do that. So I wouldn't say there's a stark difference, except for the fact that I think it's a lot more open there. People try and end up choosing what they want to do much earlier and are given the flexibility, whereas in India, those things have started to change. Good. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Ashim. That's great. So, it's always good to learn from people who are at the top. So, being a chief operating officer, it's amazing. So, you rightly said about Jugaad innovation. In fact, Harvard has got a paper on Jugaad innovation. Ashim, have you read that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. You spoke about work-life balance and 3 hours of mobile phone. Okay, that's lovely. Even I didn't know about that. Experimenting, eliminating. This is a very good thing about eliminating focus. It's very easy to eliminate things up. So people who are confused in their lives, as I said, the all Indian kids are confused, just start eliminating what he rightly said. I love the 3E framework what you spoke about. I have a similar one, but it's in the different ball game altogether. One thing what he spoke about, which I really loved it, we Indians, we smell money. We smell money. All the big companies who are going for losses right now, in fact all the startups, they want to do everything and anything. Hey, there's more money, let's do this. Hey, there's more money, let's do that. It doesn't work like that. And in US, they just try to solve one problem. That's it. They just ask you one question. All the VCs ask you one question. What's the problem are you going to solve? That's it. Just one. So that's a theme. So thanks for inviting us again on this. All right. So lovely. So we got the next one here, Mr. Kishore Sharma. Kishore Sharma, are you there? Or we got applause for Mr. Kishore. So Kishore is a successful business leader. I'll give it away before giving a quick introduction. He has been working with the Honorable Minister of Malaysia and Education Minister of Nepal to develop management education in respective countries. He was recently acknowledged by the Press Club of India for exemplary performance journey and valuable contribution to the city of Jaipur. He runs one of the best business schools in the North India, which is called Taxila Business School. So there you go, Mr. Kishore.
One very common general question being asked in every interview: where you want to see yourself down the line after 5 years? Yes, please. Any answer on this? Or do you have any long-term goals? Second, most asked question. Any answers? Where you want to see? Yes. And what is your goal? Okay, plan to run so on this. What is your goal? Long-term goal. Sufficient money. Fine, good enough. I never knew that first or second class में बच्चों को fail नहीं करते, so I got into second class. Third में I got third position in the class. I was very happy, right? The moment you get some appreciation, something talk to about. I went to my father. I said, Papa, I was in third standard. Want to earn good money. I said, मैं हलवाई बनना चाहता हूँ बड़ा होके. Then there's nothing to laugh about it, हलवाई क्यों? Because a little kid goes to, the moment he goes out of school, gate से बाहर निकलता है हलवाई की दुकान पे, I don't know what happens in Mumbai, but yes, I am from Himachal and Delhi as well. So हलवाई की दुकान पे बहुत भीड़ लग जाती है. Right? You find कि हलवाई must be very rich. जैसे ही पापा ने सुना, पापा was doctor. He said, यार मैं उनको दवाई खिलाता हूँ, वो ठीक करता हूँ, तुम जिंदगी में कच्ची चलाओगे क्या? So my first dream got killed. Right, हलवाई बनने का सपना third standard. This didn't happen. I mean, like only with me. See, आप लोग आपके पेरेंट्स के साथ छोटे थे, must be going to the marriages. शादियों में क्या होता है? लोग डांस करते हैं, खाना खाते हैं, उसके बाद बहुत थक जाते हैं, बोर हो जाते हैं. Right? जब बोर होते हैं तो छोटे छोटे बच्चों को बुला लेते हैं. बेटा क्या बनेगा? बड़ा होके क्या बनेगा? Correct. And this is a common practice. Probably most of you must have faced it. Yeah, घर में कोई गेस्ट आते हैं, बच्चे कविता सुना दे या पोएम सुना दे. Right? You become an demo piece. उस टाइम क्या होता है? बहुत छोटे होते हैं. Right? I mean, like you don't know what exactly to say. बच्चे बड़े होकर क्या बनेगा? क्या बनेगा इनका? बच्चों ने नाम सुने होते हैं. पापा तो नहीं पूछते नाम नहीं है. अंकल, चाचा, भाई, मामा सारे इकट्ठे होते हैं. क्या बनेगा बड़ा? नाम नहीं या कुछ बच्चे बड़े इनोवेटिव होते हैं जैसे मैं तो टाटा बिरला बनूंगा बिकॉज दे हैव सीन मनी. घर में हर बार वो मनी को लेके झगड़े होते रहते हैं. सीन इन मोस्ट ऑफ इंडियन फैमिलीज पेरेंट्स दे कीप ऑन फाइटिंग फॉर मनी. उसको लगता है यार मनी इज इशू, तो टाटा के पास बहुत पैसा है, सो पापा मैं बड़ा होकर टाटा बनूंगा. टाटा बनना कोई बुरी बात नहीं थी, बट द वे अंकल होते हैं, चाचा होते हैं, बच्चे के बनियो बेटा, बड़ा हो बेटा. He understands one thing. He doesn't understand कि टाटा क्या था, ये क्या है, क्या होगा. But one feeling goes to his mind, just with that ironical smile. जो बड़ा होके शायद टाटा तो बनेगा. We have killed him. We have killed his career. Most of us, the moment we are from childhood, our parents, our relatives, actually indirectly they practically kill our careers. Right? फिर होता क्या है? Then you go to the school, you go to the college, you go to the B schools. Here you find people talking on, writing your long-term goals. I don't know. लिखे आपने your long-term goals. Then most of us, the moment you write your CV, my objective, you start your CVs with my objective. I don't know. वो कहाँ से कॉपी होते हैं, किससे वो पढ़ते हैं, ये नहीं पढ़ते हैं, but yes, the paragraph starts my objective, right? Now, if you analyze any of these qualifications, मोदी प्राइम मिनिस्टर, क्या 5 साल पहले तक उससे क्वेश्चन पूछते हुए वो तो इंडिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनूंगा। केजरीवाल जी से पूछते हैं, राहुल जी से पूछते, राहुल गांधी nothing bad about it, but yes, I am talking on the long term goals, right? And one is that long term goal. I don't know. कोशिश करनी बहुत। See what I am going to talk about is we have two kinds of goal which we've been told in the class. One is short term, one is long term. Probably you know only one. Just one. What's your long term goal? To have a successful career of your own. Yours? Same. Yeah? Sufficient money. In fact, most of us, like you know, we in the childhood we have dreams. We always have dreams, right? Then, the moment you come to the age of 18, 19 years, your dreams get filled up, right? Then you start, I want to be a successful human being, I want to be a successful businessman, I want to be successful. I mean, like whatsoever. But that successful kya hota hai, no one knows. No one knows. Now, karna kya hai aapko? How to get big, like what exactly you want to achieve in the life? No one knows it. If I say down the line 5 years from now, probably you know every interview, the moment you face an interview, whether for a B school or for a job, starts tell me about yourself, right? As a you know every time companies they expect us to know about the companies. Why you should not know about me? But yes, the moment you say tell me about yourself, probably I cannot tell. You cannot tell. Who am I? Right? Second starts your 5 years goal, your life goal. Probably here again they are killing others. They are just limiting by speaking those 2 lines that I want to do. The moment you are going for a job, you say I want to be a successful entrepreneur. They'll kill you, they'll throw you out. Just by getting you uttered those lines that I want to become a manager or financial manager or GM, they are just limiting your dreams. They're just limiting you. Correct? Now, how to be successful or how to get where you want to go in your life? Don't forget long-term goals. There's nothing like that. We are not sure of what will be tomorrow. Or are you? Even India has dropped those 5 years plans. We are not working on the 5 years plans because it is all a fiasco. So forget about the long-term goals. Yes, what you need to do is focus on your short-term goals. What you do today and tomorrow and day after, maybe 5 months time maximum. Not beyond that. And how will you do it? Most importantly, see, probably if I talk about the information, if I talk about the Guru Gyan, your Facebook and WhatsApp is the best way. The morning I open up my WhatsApp, app, it looks at the whole पूरी दुनिया का ज्ञान इसमें समा चुका है, isn't it? So ज्ञान तो बहुत मिल रहा है, लेकिन अब करना कैसे है आपको? How do you want to do it? See, one is positive thinking. Think positive. All of you agree with this? That with positive thinking you can change yourself? Okay, a small. Just close your eyes. All of you, please close your eyes. Now do what I want you to do. Don't think about your mother. आपकी मम्मी की फोटो आपकी आंखों के सामने नहीं आनी चाहिए. Please open up. Yes. Close eye. Means what you ask the brain to do, ये आपकी बात नहीं मानने वाला है. Right? आप वो कि मेरे को पॉजिटिव सोचना है. It's impossible. On an average, we get around 60,000 thoughts a day. एक दिन में हमारे पास 24 घंटे में 60,000 thoughts आते हैं. And you cannot control what is positive, what is negative. And it's a controversial thing, what is positive or what is negative. So please don't control your brain. Don't control it. Let the thoughts come. Instead of 60,000, let's increase the frequency of thoughts. Now, करना क्या है? How to focus? ब्रेन को कुछ करने को कहते हैं, इसको उल्टा करता है. मैंने कहा your mom should not be in your brain, but सबसे पहले mom है. ऐसा था किसी के कोई पड़ोसी सामने आया हो? Yes? No? so this is a proven fact. This is a proven fact. The moment we try to control our brain or we try to construct our brain, it will go on. It has highly egoistic, right? It will go with its own egos. Now, how to do it? करना क्या आपको फिर से क्वेश्चन अल्टीमेटली वही आ रहा है, right? Then how to achieve your goals? Long-term goals are not talking about. Just forget your long-term goals. Forget your dreams. What you need to do is, suppose you are in a classroom of 40 students or 30 students. Probably that's what is the number in a classroom. Doesn't exceed 60, right? Try to be the best in your classroom. Best in your classroom, right? Once you're out of that classroom, probably your circle goes getting bigger. Try to be better in that circle, right? You are taking the step by step going up. And the stage will come when you find that you have 200 people working with you, right? But वहाँ तक पहुँचना कैसे है आगे? How will you prove? How will you do it? If 30 or 40, my time is over.
No, keep going.
Please let me know the moment I am. Suppose you are in class, and before we go ahead on this one, you must have heard of Battle of Waterloo, 1815. Napoleon got defeated by whom? Is the Duke of Wellington, right? After the defeat, after the victory, Duke of Wellington just said one thing: I had won such battles in my classroom couple of times. Just a small thing, The person, the Napoleon, who was undefeated. No one could defeat him. He was on a killing spree. Right? One person who was very young to him. Right? He just defeated him just in one day. Something around 24,000 soldiers of Napoleon got died and 26,000 got injured. Right? But that's not a story. Story is a person, single, small, who has never fought a actual war earlier. Is simple thing. Yes, such wars I have won in my classroom couple of times. So, classroom is the place where you learn the things. Right? So, we were talking on how to do it. Right? Now, कुछ नहीं करने का है, बहुत सिंपल है. आपके क्लासरूम में 30 बच्चे, 40 बच्चे, right? और if you are working somewhere, आपके colleagues 10, 15, 20 colleagues, right? Try to be better than most of them. अब वो कैसे करना है? You simply need to instruct your brain. अपने brain को कहना है कि मेरे को ये काम करना है. What do you think? You can do that. Do you with me on this? Or come two people come on the stage. We'll just do a small experiment. See the power of brain. आप brain को जो करने को कहते हैं, brain वो कर देता है, right? It's got enormous powers. I have a small experiment for a minute's time. You can come here on the stage, right? Just nothing like this. Small piece, tied up with string, right? What you need to do is just need to instruct this string through his brain waves, and it's unimaginable power. Just hold it. Keep your elbow here so that it becomes stable. Right? Can you see it? Can you see it? It's almost stable now. Right? Now what you need to do is you just need to think or instruct this in your brain, in your mind, for the moment. It says back and forth, right? The way you feel, just instruct this, move back and forth. Back and forth. Move back and forth. Move back and forth. Just think of. Can you watch it? Can you see it? बताओ हो रहा है कैसा? Now think of the next. Move left right. Left right. Just think again. Think again. Think again. Next, ask. Let's say think stop. Right? Think now. Just moving in a round circle. Just a round. This is not a magic. This is not a magic. This is the part of your brain. The moment your brain instructs to do something, जो आप सोचते हो वो होता है. This is what is happening here. हो रहा है ऐसा? Anyone wants to try it, come here. It actually happens. The moment you think of something कि मेरे को ये काम करना है, no one can stop it. Right? It's actually happening. The moment he says, अब एक होता कैसे है? Right? अगर आपने ब्रेन को कहा कि पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव नहीं सोचना है, ब्रेन इज हाईली इज हेल्पिंग यू सोचूंगा ही है. राइट? इस टाइम ब्रेन ने इसको कहा, राइट? इनके ब्रेन ने कहा मूव. The whole his body has started working into one direction only. All the cells of his body started working in the one direction only, just to put the energies. You must have seen those tribals working on the fire. देखे होंगे आपने लोग, मूवीज में देखा होगा, करेक्ट? लोग ट्राइबल एरिया में जाएंगे, आग जलाते उसमें चलना शुरू कर देते हैं, and they don't burn their face. Why it happens? One simple reason. That reason is brain आपके फुट में इतनी एनर्जी डाल देता है that it becomes hotter than the fire. It stops the temperature of your foot goes as good as the fire temperature of fire, because brain ने कहा यार क्रॉस करना चलना उसके ऊपर. It's a faith. Same. Make up your small goals, short-term goals. Tell your brain कि मेरे को ड्रॉप करना है क्लास में. See the difference. See the results. Right? Brain will put all its cells in the body to work in the same one direction. आपको पढ़ने में कभी टेंशन भी नहीं होगा. आपको पढ़ने की गुड फील नहीं होगी. ब्रेन अपने आप इंस्ट्रक्ट करेगा अपनी बॉडी को. Fine. So probably 5 language more. Yes. After this, take one thing from this lecture. Right? Focus on your short. Ask your brain. Right? To work for you. Don't work for the brain. Ask your brain to work for you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very well said. Big round of applause for Mr. Kishore. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. It's all about finding focus, as you can hear that. So, just a second. Alright, so I love the kind of thing which you said. I just want to summarize, like killing our careers at a young age, and we get 60,000 thoughts a day. How to achieve our short-term goal. It's only about short-term goals. Saying it loud and clear in your head that you want to do it. That experiment was good. Were you paid for this, or were you actually? Did you get it from Jaipur? No, right? This guy, the orange shirt guy. Just kidding. Alright, that was lovely. And the Duke of Wellington said, like, I could relate it to the number of mocks which you guys give. We got a couple of achievers here who all cracked, a couple of IIMs, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Micah, SPJ and Bombay sitting out here. So it's all about, I could relate. So when you give mock tests, when you CAT entrance exam, it's like, your actual CAT should be just another mock. That's it. What Duke of Wellington rightly said. So that's lovely again. Okay, so we got next speaker, Mr. Aditya. Ready? Sweet. Okay, great. The next one is Mr. Aditya. Aditya is director of Athena School of Management. He is my senior from SPJ in Bombay. He's also done an ADP, Advanced Diploma in Management from Wharton School, another Ivy League. So we've got Wharton, Cornell, Harvard, and there's London School of Economics also coming down in a minute. That's amazing. He's a certified in people management CPM from AIM, Austrian Institute of Management. He's been consulting companies like IBM, Tata Group, and Kodak. So big round of applause, Mr. Aditya.
Hi, can you hear me? Am I audible? Guys, let's just wake up. Come on, what's the time? It's 6 o'clock, not even 6 o'clock. Let's wake up. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Let's do it again. Good evening, everyone. So today is a Saturday evening, right? It is Saturday, right? So Saturday evening, about 300 of you, 250, 300 of you sitting over here listening to some of us who we think are very young but are not that young, alright, means two things. Either you are really focused on your careers or you don't have a love life. I don't know which one it is. I'm going to go with you actually focusing on your careers. I'm hoping for that. Alright? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. First of all, my compliments to all the speakers who've spoken before me. I think they've all been awesome. And sir, actually I thought you were going to make him get hypnotized. And then I said, see, you can't hypnotize idiots. That's what I want to say, but okay, put on. Okay, just a small trivia for you. When Wellington, by the way, his name was Arthur Wellesley, the Duke of Wellington, alright, when he won Waterloo, he was asked, how did you win it? And he said, the Battle of Waterloo was won on the cricket fields of Eton. Eton is where he studied, by the way, just to share with you, a bit of trivia. Alright, Eton, as E-T-O-N, Eton. Alright? Alright, great. So my topic is swimming with the sharks, or swimming with sharks, you look at it. I'm assuming, and please get me put on, that all of us know what sharks are. Is there anyone over here who doesn't know what a shark is or who a shark is? Everybody knows a shark? If you don't know, just Google shark. Big monster, big thing, eating you alive, girls, boys screaming, you get the picture, right? Alright? So the first thing is, if I'm going to be safe, if I'm going to be sound, if I want a good career, if I want a good future, why in the good God's name would someone tell me go swimming with sharks? Right? Is that a logical question to ask? Yes or no? Yes sir, no sir, whatever you say sir. It's right. But you know what? Life is never, ever, ever about logic. Winners, leaders don't win, don't achieve, don't succeed because they are logical. Alright? Logic tells you you cannot step out of your house. It's not safe. Why? You can go out, the bike could have put pocha over there, you can slip and you can break your neck and you can die. Alright? You can't use the elevator logically. Why? The chances of the lift cable breaking and falling down and killing you is so high. Alright? Somebody will say, no sir, it is 1 in 50 million. You always think what? What if I am the 1 in 50 million? Alright? Logically, you should not be walking on the roads. Why? Some drunk guy or not so drunk guy can just drive his car over you. Logically, you should be sitting at home with a kambal on top of you and saying, nay, I am very, very safe. Logically, you are correct. But in real life, you are absolutely wrong. What is it that makes us successful as people, as a society, as human beings? It is that spirit to go beyond and above of what we think we are capable of. It is the spirit of competition. Competition is what drives you to success. May I have the next one, please? Competition is the best route for success. Well put. Let's see how that comes into the real world. How many of us, can we just want to ask, how many people want to study further over here? How people correct, but it's okay if you're not putting you under your hands, no one is going to die. Except the person next to you. How many of you want to work further? Work, as in come, earn your livelihood. Alright. Some people didn't raise their hands either way. They just want to get married after this. Okay, perfect. Good for you. Call us when you're pinky, chinky and winky. Alright. Coming back into context, however, competition is good. We all buy clothes over here. आप लोग में से सब अपने लिए वस्त्र खरीदते हैं? खरीदते? Where do you buy from? Wow, shops? Wow. Hold on. Malls? Where else?
Online.
Online. Come on, people. That's the third option. Should be your first option, right? Online. Can you give me some online shopping portal names? Those. Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon, Jabong, Snapdeal. Yeah. Now this is a problem. Myntra does not exist anymore as an independent company. It did 2 years back. Jabong does not exist as an independent company. It did 2 years back. Snapdeal will not exist as an independent company in another 2 months' time. Alright? Who's going to be there? Flipkart and Jeff Bezos with all that hair on his head, alright? Alright? And that is going to be Amazon. Competition is the route for success, alright? When Amazon came to India, they did not say, hi, मैं लुट गया, मैं बर्बाद हो गया, खत्म हो गया, Flipkart's there, Snapdeal is there, Cooves is there, Yetme is there, Zivam is there. Not Zivam, alright? I'm not supposed to know that, alright? Okay. But yes, they said, good. Competition is good for me. Why? Because that means there is a demand for me. If someone else is competing with you and succeeding, that means what? There's a demand. It's only if you can leverage it or someone else leverages it for you. Alright? Simple example, Uber. We all use Uber these days? Ola? Uber or Ola, which one do you prefer? See, it's even Uber, Ola, right? How many of you use taxi for sure? But taxi for sure was the first one. Yeah, taxi for sure came, it was acquired by Ola, but now you have Uber and Ola. But Ola was there before Uber. Did Uber say, "Hi, nahi jana wahan, nahi jana"? Competition is good. If someone is there before you, what does that tell you? It can be done. Someone comes after you, what does it tell you? I can be better. Both ways, it's an amazing thing. Next one, please. You run, you win, or you die. Big statement, huh? Die, capital letters are D-I-E. Alright? Die. Marna. Alright? I'll give you an example on this. 7 years ago, which was the largest mobile phone company in this planet? Nokia. Phenomenal. 4 or 5 years ago, any of you, I mean some of you maybe, but most of you are dads who are in business or whose father is in the corporate sector or your bhaiya didi, what phone did they use? Blackberry. Kala berry. Correct? I don't know what berry is in English, sorry. So Kala berry is what we call it. Today, where is Blackberry? I mean, everybody, it was the ultimate coolest thing. Look, I got a Blackberry. हाँ, मेरे बेटे के पास गाड़ी नहीं है. मेरे बेटे के पास Blackberry है. Nomura. One of the major incentives for joining Nomura 4 or 5 years back was that anybody who joined Nomura as a new person got a Blackberry from the company. Alright? Today, there's nothing called Blackberry. There's a Blackberry in the department store where you get pants and shirts. But there's no Blackberry, which is the RIM, right? Where's Nokia? No way. So when Nokia was sold off, the CEO stood on the table over there and he said, or on the dais, he said, and with a lot of somber voice, he said, we did not do anything wrong. What did he say? Loudly? We did not do anything wrong. You know what? He was correct. And that, my dear friends, is just not good enough in today's world anymore. It's not enough that you don't do anything wrong. You have to do things right. And there's a difference between not doing anything wrong and doing things right. That is the gap which you have to be able to bridge. Or you will, what happen? You will die. Next slide, please. Your best ally and your best friend is you. I think I can give only one example to really do this. Let's talk about the mortal enemy. Alright? Who's the enemy of Bahubali, by the way? What Bahubali, you all see Bahubali, right? I guess. I know Kattappa and Bahubali, क्यों मारा मुझे समझ में नहीं. I think हम ने सेवामी वाली कुछ बोला था पहले. But who's his enemy? What is the enemy of his name? Okay, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Okay. So blah blah blah. So who's the blah 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 to BlackBerry and to Nokia? I thought it was Apple. It's Apple. Alright? So your best ally and your best friend is you. Period. Steve Jobs. Make your own company. Which is which? Apple. Get kicked out by your own company. Start another company. Alright? Make it a super success. It's not related to your own company. Which company am I talking about? Zor se bolo. Pixar, right? You all see Toy Story and Finding Nemo, blah blah blah. And then do so well that your old company says, my baap mujhse galti ho gayi, please वापस आ जाओ. And then come back and change the way the world uses technology. Look at him, how he's using technology. He's using it. Hold on. Let me just prove the point. Am I looking good, bro? Fair enough. Alright? To share with you, 3 or 4 years ago, the world's biggest company in the field of photography died. Which company was that? Kodak. The Kodak moment, it doesn't exist anymore. Why? Because that Kamina, not him, the phone he's using, alright? Steve Jobs revolutionized. He said, I will have one device where you will use a camera with a tick with your hand. Nobody goes to a photography shop to go print the photo, come back the next day and show it. Why do you need it? Right? That, my dear friends, is what I want to tell you. Steve Jobs was his own ally. There were many times when nobody else believed in him. Many times people said, "Kya phek raha hai?" And yet, today Steve Jobs, I'm sure he's up there in heaven, alright? But he has, for no doubts, changed the way we look at the world, alright? My friend has sometime back said that the most revolutionary thing which happened last in the century was what? Was the aeroplane. If you ask me, the most influential thing which has happened in this century has to be Apple and iPhone. It's revolutionized the way you look at stuff completely, alright? And one more guy's name I can give you. Some of you may know this guy called Elon Musk. Who is he? क्या है? कौन है? CEO of something. SpaceX. He's also the CEO and founder of a छोटा सा company called Tesla. Someone heard of Tesla? What does Tesla do? What does it do? It doesn't make electric cars. Energy. It is in the business of making sure that you do not pollute the environment anymore by traveling cheaper and better than you ever did before. Lamba sa motto hai. Right? But that's what Tesla does. And Tesla is scaling it completely. Alright? My friend from Cornell will tell you, alright, Tesla has got all the top biggest companies in the automobile sector running scared. Because you know what? The predictions are by 2025, and it just came out a few days ago, read the report. The Shell, all the oil companies and the automobile companies are going to be in deep dire strait. The future is Tesla, the future is self-driven cars, the future is mass transportation. Alright? So please, you are your best ally, and your best friend is who? Jor se bolo. No, I am your best friend, but not you. Me, bolo me? Me. I am your best friend. Thank you so much. Alright, next one.
Any one of them.
Winners achieve silently, losers sulk publicly. Any example for this? I'm adding him to you, don't worry. Yeah. Any examples? I'll give you 2 examples. I'll start with the first one. It starts with an I. What's the next letter for that company? Take a guess. I. I'll come this side because I've not been fair to this side so far. Sorry guys, bye. I. What else? The next letter is N. Intel? No. You're an engineer, no? Next letter is D. Jose bolo. IGO. Indigo. What is Indigo? Indigo is an airline. You know, around the same time that Indigo started, you had other airlines. You had SpiceJet, but that's not important because you had which other airline? Kingfisher, with models who fly. And my God, did they fly? Do we all agree on that? Now let me tell you, I have flown on Kingfisher and it was a beautiful experience. No pun intended. Come on, there are bad kids over here completely. Alright? So what happened?
Sir.
A few years later, Mr. Malia, and the man is an intelligent man. He's a liquor billionaire. Where does he stand today? Nowhere. He's in London, right? He's in the UK. Alright? And the biggest company in the airline sector is a company called Indigo. Who is the person behind Indigo? Please tell me his name. Batao. मैं भी भूल गया सबसे पूछ रहा हूँ. Aditya is the CEO. Aditya is the CEO. I'm also Aditya. We're not related. Alright? I also what? Trust एक मिनट, कौन है? Rahul Bhatia, correct? Rahul Bhatia, not Ajim Bhatia, that's Akshay Kumar by the way. Alright? So Rahul Bhatia, see, even I didn't know that, forgot his name momentarily, is the man named Indigo. You don't know him, you don't see him, but you know what? He doesn't give a damn because he's got the biggest company in the business. And a second, more recent example, it starts with J. It's got an I. And what's the last letter? Oh, Geo. Alright. Mr. Ambani is coming to the fray. Chupchap say, smiling. Yes, we are here to do better for humanity. I'm sure, sir. Yes, you put $150 billion for humanity. Yes, sir. We understand that, sir. Yes, sir. Alright. But that's all he's saying. You have Vodafone, you have Idea, you have Airtel, all screaming murder. Winners achieve silently, losers sulk publicly. Right? The idea about all of this is to let you know what it takes to be a winner. Right? Because the world is going to try to put. Understand that fact now. Nobody is going to go there and say, "Ha beta, aaja, Amir ban ja." Nobody's going to say, "Come here, be successful, and we're going to take you forward." The world is a bad place. Everyone is out there to pull you down. It's on you as an individual seeking that inner strength and being able to go out there and compete to be the best. Okay? To give you a small trivia, how many of you below 21 over here? Alright. I had the good fortune of completing my MBA when I was 21. Okay? Not because I had to, because I wanted to. Alright. I had the good fortune of being a founder of a business school at the age of 29. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I had the good fortune of being here in front of you at the age of, okay, I just turned 34. Alright? Not because I had to, but because I want to. The world is all yours. Either wait for it and never come to you, or go out there and seize your dreams, seize your passion. You're going to die. Not now, don't worry, not you. Alright? We're all going to die someday. The point is, what is the legacy that you leave behind that people remember you with? Immortality is not in the body, it is in your legacy. Immortality is not on what you think, it's on your actions. Remember that. Alright? Thank you and good evening to all of you. Any questions? Any questions? Nahi hai to baad mein we can all chat after this, so don't worry. Alright? Thank you so much.
Lovely, I love your talk. Winners, leaders are not followers of logic, which is great. Competition is good, is the route of success, which is amazing. I was touched by this, again, line. It's not about not doing something wrong, it's about doing it right. Aditya, that was great. The world is going to try to pull it down. Winners achieve silently. Indigo examples, I really loved it. In fact, I love the way Spice It has also come up in a couple of days. Okay, that's lovely. Thanks, Aditya. Okay, so next one we got again it's all Ivy League grading today at CATKing. We got a Harvard Business School MBA. Shajan, are you there? Shajan, are you ready? Yeah. Lovely. So we got Shajan Ninan. He is an MBA from Harvard Business School. He is founder and CEO of Kaizen Center of Financial Entrepreneurship. He has worked in the real Wall Street Journal. Wall Street, sorry. And we got Wall Street. We got RBI, Reserve Bank of India, and Wall Street also today here. So I'll invite Shajan. Shajan has been mentoring a couple of students for most of the IIMs in India. In fact, he also runs a internship program here. 17 of IIM grads are working with you right now. 17. Just seven. Okay, just seven. That's again amazing. Thank you, Shajan, and we welcome big round of applause for Shajan Ninan.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay, so one of the comments I had was I'm speaking so fast, maybe a little bit difficult for you to understand, so just raise your hands in case if you don't understand me. So it was a little bit challenging for me to come here, take 5 hours of time, travel and everything else. So that is a good, I called Pranav and told that is the contingency planning. What happens if this happens? For me, it's a good experience too, right? So you need to have some contingency plan these days, so much uncertainty, everything else. So I have a slide, I guess it's going to come up soon. So I'm going to talk to you, first of all, thank you for inviting me to this great summit, and thank you all for joining us today. He's about leadership, so I say what leadership is. Can somebody explain what leadership means? Anybody? Leadership to me is making others' life better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. So that is kind of a positive effect you make on people's lives. So that is something I want to talk more about it. And how many of you want to know about my background? Okay, so it's a very humble beginning. I was brought up in the state of Kerala, walked miles and miles to go to school, going barefoot, nothing there, right? So starving most of the time, and taking shelter under a tree when it was raining and all the stuff. Then the same story when I was in college, and there's an embarrassing story of the conductor dropping me halfway to my college because I didn't have enough money to cover my fare, so I walked back to school after that way. Then when I went to business school, so most of you are aspiring MBAs, and what you're going to do is, you face this existential struggle, meaning at the end of the fourth, term, you say, okay, placement session's coming, what do I do, all sort of things, because you're spending so much money, time, effort to get all the stuff. So in my case, I was an introvert. You know what introvert means? It's just confined to my world, thinking more analytical and all that stuff. So I figured out, okay, I should get a research position. So I was working in Pune for some time as a market researcher. When I was in the United States, I wanted to get into the equity research side, Wall Street, big job, right? So it's like a high-profile job. And he said, no, your background in your experience doesn't fit. I ended up in a sales position. So I'm not a creative salesman called calling people, but I stayed there for 1 year. Got the license and went to business school there, really, back then. Raked up $100,000 in student loan, plus $50,000 in supporting my family, everything else, $150,000 debt. It's a lot of money years ago. So one day I was walking down the street in New York City with my wife, and I saw this beggar sitting there, and I told my wife, that beggar sitting there may not be worth 10 cents, but he's worth $150,000 more than me. You know what that means? I have a debt of 150 before I can say, hey, I haven't worth anything. So I went to the broker dealer, looking for a job. It's such a hard time, 3-4 years. Wanted to get my dream accomplished in terms of research. So the founder sat with me, looked at my resume, and said, okay, you have a good resume, commitment, everything else. He offered me a job as a junior equity research analyst covering medical devices company. So I was very happy, going to work every day. So work ethics, 8 o'clock, 9, it doesn't matter, Saturdays, Sundays, right? So he's very happy. So he asked me to take on the investment banking, which is much more lucrative field, to work with the team. So we worked with a startup company and raised $10 million. $10 million, and our fees for the bankers was $1 million, and my boss is very happy. He gave me $100,000 compensation just for a check, $100,000. That is enough to pay off my debt. Student loan, one paycheck. So those are stories of struggle, survival, and pursuit of dreams. In my case, that is true. It is follow your passion, money will follow. That's what I wanted to take. So it's not about all money, right? So that is what we talked about. I heard about passion, legacy, all the things we were talking about. So what I want to talk, the success in life is. You have a clicker? No clicker. Okay, no problem. Success in life, if you look at this LinkedIn page, you see that success is okay, all right, no problem. So it is 3 things, 4 things. Dream, faith, humility, and service. This is what, from my experience, I would say. We'll talk about it later times. So the dream part of which, how many of you have heard about Martin Luther King? So he is the biggest dreamers in our century. He said time is always right to dream what is right. So you can dream just as any age, child or adult. But the problem is, as I said, you always face the brick wall. You always face the brick wall. It is tough. And then you convince yourself, hey, this is not for me. Let me do what I can get. Right? I'm not saying you should not, but you still have the same dream. Continue that. Right? And that is like, and everything you see around the world is somebody else's dream, so you can accomplish it. That is, you move forward regardless of the struggles. The faith in you, actually, the second part of it is the faith in you gives you that ability to turn those obstacles into opportunities, right? That's the key part. We all face problems, and they have choices. Either you give up or keep moving. In my case, I felt many times, this is the end of the world if I don't get a job that I wanted. or if I don't get my child to a prestigious university, or if I don't get a business partner, if I don't get a funding for my business, most of the time I didn't accomplish it. But that was not the end of the world. The end of the world is what? When you give up. That is the end of the world. So the point here is we are making so much thing about, the faith part of it, right? So you keep on moving. So it is like you have the faith in yourself that you turn every, all the struggles and tragedies and difficulties into opportunities, and you gain more strength from those. So you're going to face so much struggles going forward, especially in this world with so much uncertainty, and nothing is going to be, that easy. Then the faith also gives you the ability to realize that it's a collaborative effort, right? You can't achieve everything by alone, right? You're all here because a lot of people support you, help you, and success is a collaborative effort. The humility gives you the effort. I was driving with Mr. Sharma. He's going to speak about humility part of it, right? How you become humble. It is not a self. It is not like a weakness. We say, I'm a humble man. I'm talking to them, responding to them, all this stuff. It's not. It's a selfless behavior. And as a leader, it gives you the competitive advantage, right? Because you share ideas with people, you welcome feedback, welcome criticisms, and also, whatever things. And in today's world, if you're a leader, you have to have that relationship built, interaction, and you get along well with that. That is a part of it. If I have 7 interns sitting there, I tell them, I send emails to them. You know what they say? I don't get most of the response from them. I repeatedly said, you cannot ignore my emails. Respond. So 3 things I would say, this thing you say listen, you need to understand if you're a leader, you have to know who you are, your strength and weakness, this way you're prepared. You also need to know how to listen to people, this way you respect others. And also empathy. I don't see in young generation so much empathy these days. I'm going to talk about that, right? So if you don't respond, I don't know what exactly you receive it, you didn't receive it, what is going on, right? So that is important. That's missing in young generations like you. So to me, the young generation that you are, most of it, like you say, below 20 years of age and all the things. And if you look at India, it's an amazing country with more than 50% of the people are below 25 years of age. It's amazing. Right? It's a vibrant society. It is the youngest, it's like a vibrant society in the world. Like you say, the environment is so conducive for you to build multi-billion-dollar businesses, and also conducive for you to get a better job and better career. And I'm coming from the United States after years of working, taking my Wall Street experience or Harvard background to teach or do workshop to students and out here. So what is the employable skills that you needed to survive? So it's so much opportunity here in this country now, especially for MBA graduates, those who are going into the business schools, right? So that is a part of it. But I'm just saying is that you guys are the, most, I would say, more focused, enormous amount of leadership skills and charitable and all that things. But I would say in a constructive sense, don't get me wrong, in a constructive sense, these millennials or young generations are the most disloyal group of cohorts. They are serial job hoppers, we call it, right? Corporations around the world now. We see a corporate flattening corporate structure, which means they don't no more training. You know why you don't train anymore? Because you take the job, training, next day you're looking for another job, right? So they don't train, so you're on your own in that regard, right? So you really have to understand that corporations spend so much time, and I hear from other IMs out there, right? And they call me for a job after working for 2 months and say, you're looking, and I ask them, you got a job? No. Hey, I was laid off, or I got this job just to stay in, and then while I'm in the job, I'm looking for another job, right? It doesn't work. For me, as a company, it's enormous amount of energy, time, effort to train you, and the knowledge is working out. It's not what I wanted to see in that regard. So clearly, you have to understand how the corporate world is behaving. Another thing I wanted to say, those who are, most of you are MBA aspirants, so this is something more important for you to understand. The technology and automation is taking place in the world, right? That has a dynamic impact on business and your own career, right? Technology can do a lot of things these days, right? Disruptive nature, right? So it can scale the business with, the lower fixed cost. We call the fixed cost. It's like, for example, Uber. When Uber started in the United States, they said, how are they going to have a car all over the world? They don't need a car, right? It is a scalable platform, high growth, high tech, scalable platform. You have an app and you can use it. Look at how that disrupted the taxi business in the United States. Completely disrupted the motor business. Airbnb is an idea that came up with people, right? They wanted to have this, bed and breakfast stuff up there, right? And how that disrupted the hotel business. And then people say, there's no infrastructure. I'm talking about the fixed cost there. They don't have any buildings, right? The hotels out there, it's just totally different phenomenon, right? You don't need hotels, but you have a hotel business. You don't need a taxi, but you have a taxi business. You have a ride-sharing business, right? So that's why I want you guys to think about what technology could do, right, to disrupt multi-billion-dollar business. And I can talk hours and hours about how companies, small, tiny companies, multi-billion-dollar companies in the United States overnight, opening hours and bank went bankrupt. Netflix, for example, the same story. I don't want to go deep into that thing. So it is happening. And also, at the same time, it has an impact on your own career. Because companies can do so much with less these days, right? They turn off the technology and all that thing. So I always talk about the theories, the concepts, the models that you learn in business schools. And I learned a lot because I'm from Wall Street. I build forecasts, right? How the company is going to do next quarter, the following quarter, build the valuations, present value models, all the things bring down to the present, and then see what exactly happening. So what's the value today? Oh, this is going to be $2 or $10 1 year from now. So research analysts do that, we do that, to kind of put the value to certain companies, to put the pricing, all the thing. But I'm just saying those models are not what makes you who you are. You're just good at it. You always have this thinking. What is thinking? You're as good as the next person walking in the door. That is part of the humility. It's a humbling process, right? Most of you may be going to IIMs, the world, the elite business schools in the country, or maybe going to the United States and going to Ivy League schools and get a great education. But you always see that, somebody is going to walk your door with much better skills than me. So that will prepare you, right? That's a humbling process that you need always in your life. So I would say it is what we call building that soft skill, the ability to interact with people, interact with your customers, clients, your boss, your peers, right? And more adaptable. I use the word adaptable. It's more important. I tell you these days, how many of you know Google is run by an Indian, right? Who else? What else is run by Indians? American company. Microsoft, right? Pepsi, right? Good point, right? So what they have in common? It is not their education background or their elite, somewhat, but they come from an upbringing in a culture that values humility and respect for people, right? And a behavioral pattern that makes them more adaptable to situations. And if you look into Google's things, how they bloom that individual all the way to get to this level. It's running a big corporation in the United States. Why there is no other people out there? Microsoft, they're searching for, a CEO for months. They found out a guy from Hyderabad. Pepsi, women is running. So those are things that you need to understand how it's going to be more adaptable to the situations. I would also say, briefly, decades ago, there's a Nobel Prize winner called Milton Friedman. I don't know how many people know Milton Friedman. Anybody know Milton Friedman? Okay. And his book on capitalism and freedom, that shaped the thinking of global business leaders. He declared there's only one social responsibility of business, which is what? Maximize profit. Right? And what happened with that? That emphasis has created widened the trust gap between the corporation and society. And so you all know only one thing, only business creates wealth. But what you're saying, what is happening now, if somebody follows the maximizing profit just for the shareholder's purpose, what's going to happen now is the trust gap is now this. Now what it is, the legitimacy of the business is being questioned by the communities around the world for the right reason, because there is a disparity between the rich and the poor. Right? The success of the business and the success of the community has been huge now. Right? There's a big gap. And if you come to the United States, most of you, I kind of go to a company called Walmart. How many of you know Walmart? Okay, Walmart is a kind of a discount store, largest discount retailer, so that's the strategy they pursue. And if you go work there, most of the Indians work there on a minimum wage. Minimum wage, they cannot even afford to survive on that. And yet, the founders of Walmart, the Walton family, I'm just giving one example, they are the richest families in the world, multi-billion dollars. And you can see that while business is creating that much wealth, the owners are creating that much wealth, but the employees are not creating that much wealth, right? So you ask me what, your hours, years of time and effort and money you'll be using to go into the business schools, right? You'll be doing a lot of assignments, a lot of internship, and what else? Live projects, many PowerPoint presentations, right? Rigorous curriculums, everything else, and then 2 years you're going to spend, right? So what is the outcome of all that thing? Have you ever thought about it? So the reality is MBA education should transform itself towards building a globally relevant, employable skills. That's what we need. Not just the traditional model of producing more graduates, no matter where you come from, IITs or IIMs in the world, or the Harvard or Ivy League schools. That is what. So you learn to understand who you are, express and think freely, follow your passion. That way you can kind of, work at your pace and what's your place, and build a career and a life that is more meaningful to you. That is what you need. That's what you should be taking in regard. So the learning outcome of MBA should be building that platform, solid platform, to be the great business leaders and entrepreneurs, not just kind of one sole aim of maximizing profits, like those treatment side, right? And you learn to serve your customers with honesty, integrity, and ethics, and also I would say the love of humanity in your heart. That shows your character. And if I just briefly say about this, why this social community part is more important. You go to Harvard for efficient things, they don't worry about GMAT score is this much, or you aced GMAT or SAT or whatever, they don't, right? They want to know your leadership skills. What exactly you did that's an impact on others. That's exactly what they wanted to see. Corporations these days, they recognize the widening gap between. They recognize love of humanity should be there because you need a stable, good environment for you to survive and prosper, to build businesses, right? So that is a key part of the whole structure here. Now, so that I just wanted to, talk as a service part of it. So what do I do these days? I spend a lot of time talking to business school students, most IIMs in the world, and see how I can help them transform intellectually, socially, and personally. That will take you, their leadership skills and the service and leadership skills, and it's kind of inspiring those young business minds to be the next generation of leaders. And they have this massive, they can understand the massive problems that we face in the world today. We have over 7 billion people in the world, and we have massive problems, whether it's the climate problems, whether it's the clean water issues, rundown schools, gender gap in leadership, right? And the political system around the world that torture, imprison, and kill innocent men and women, right? There's a lot of problems around the world. A lot of problems. You come to the United States, 1% is rich, 90% are struggling to survive, right? How do you build a business in that type of thing, right? So that is what we face in the United States. So the mission is to, what is our mission now? The mission for you guys is to transform the young generation to be the next generation of leaders and entrepreneurs, right? To create and strengthen the society. That is what we need, right? This time I just want to take a couple of minutes and say a few things. It is about leadership for women entrepreneurs, those who are. I would say that women, those who are in the society, they have a much more capability we call emotional intelligence, right? With higher education, they will succeed very well in the industry. So that is something that you need to understand from men and women. So there should be there should not be any kind of discrimination as to these women and men. We'll talk so much about women entrepreneurship. So to sum up, so I am sitting here, standing here and telling you, okay, change. I cannot change you. It is you have to change yourself. So holding on who you want and build a career based on your identity. It is about success is not how much money you have or your title. It is about doing the best, creating a legacy for yourself by being the best in what you do. That is what you need. So you're always challenged to do better. Always challenged to do better. And my feeling is most of you have the power and leadership skill to kind of confront every challenge that we face in the world. So success is a collaborative effort. Together, we can shape our future, enhance our understanding of the challenging world we face. Together, we can offer help to those who need, those powerless, and strengthen those weak. Together, we can understand, right, the need, humanity to heart because we need a stable environment. So that is, with that I just stopped. My time is up already, so time. But thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much. I loved it. So thanks again, sir. So it's lovely. I spent like a couple of days at Harvard Business School, but when you listen to it 2 years full time, you were there for 2 years, right, in Boston? Shajan? Lovely. That's amazing. So we got Wall Street speaking today, and he spoke about follow your passion. In fact, I got my slides also typed up, which will talk a little bit more about passion as well. Listening to other people, being empathetic is really awesome thing to do. We spoke about that in a very subtle way. So as I always advise you guys, people who are students with us, that it's always good to work in a non-profit organization, not-for-profit organization, because it inscribes you that this guy is an empathetic leader. So you speak, it speaks volumes about you. Even if you go to Harvard Business School, Stanford, Yale, Wharton, they all look for these qualities. And rightly said, India is a conducive environment. So when Shajan was doing his MBA, Shajan, when you were doing your MBA, most of the cases were from US or were they developing countries?
Well, the case, we follow a case study here too, right? All my lectures on cases, it's all Harvard-based case. You have IM cases, most of them are Harvard, and IBs and sort of other cases.
That's great. But now the things have changed. When I went to Harvard like last year, the most of the cases right now they are based on India. In fact, my case study was Fab India. So the case study in Harvard Business School was Fab India. You heard this brand, Fab India? Things have changed. Why? Because the environment is conducive to entrepreneurship. One big idea which he spoke about was social entrepreneurship. In fact, social does not mean opening up an NGO. It's about solving a social problem. In fact, if you ask me, I would rate Uber also as one of a social entrepreneurship venture. It's creating jobs, it's building automation, giving jobs to people, traveling, making people travel from one place to another in a jiffy. So yeah, it's done for money, but yeah, it's changing life for sure. He spoke about doing so much with less. All the companies are striving big time right now where you can build a small idea and automate that. In fact, if I'm giving you my 2 cents, if you guys can build up any simple idea and automate it, bang on. Even if it's not unique, just automate it, bang on. That's my 2 cents today. Alright, so we hear from Harvard Business School, and then we heard from Wall Street talking. Now we got again a big guy today. He's actually a senior guy. We got director of RBI. So Mr. V.K. Sharma, V.K. Sharma, are you around? Alright, big round of Mr. V.K. Sharma. He's ex-director of RBI. He's won 2 fellowships from RBI Gold Scholarships. He's been international, national level both, and he's made some big decisions during his time in the government. He's going to be talking about walking the talk, and definitely is finding focus. So people who are looking for their finance MBAs, this is the guy to be followed. So over to you, Mr. V.K. Sharma. Big round of applause again for sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's okay. Very good evening to all of you. Well, Rahul introduced me as director. No, I'm not director. I retired as an executive director of the Reserve Bank of India. And I put in 37 years of service in the Reserve Bank. And I was executive director for 8 years. Now, as you said, my talk is going to be leadership is about delivering outcomes, talking my walk. So I'm not going to talk directly I will not talk my walk because there is no time for that. Some other forum. Otherwise, what I do is I relate to you exactly what I did and how I did it. But what I'm going to share for now, with this presentation, to share with you the leadership prospects. That means the messages, the lessons that I learned from my walking my walk. And I'm going to share that with you in terms of my own portable quotes and a few lines that are very inspiring. Now, before I proceed, I'd like to make it very clear my presentation today is not a PowerPoint presentation. In this context, I'm reminded of what Zhao Xiaojuan, the present governor of the People's Bank of China, which is the counterpart of the Reserve Bank of India in China. We've been there for almost 12 years, the governor. We went for a IAS called Bank of India seminar in Beijing in China. So there's a global central banker there, and then this governor, Zhao Xiaojuan, he made this point. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my presentation is not going to be a PowerPoint presentation, and therefore my presentation will have neither any power nor any point. After that I picked up from very left, and wherever I go in international seminars and events and here, as I'm going to always say, ladies and gentlemen, my presentation today is not going to be a PowerPoint presentation, but it is going to have both power and the point. On that note, I will proceed. So leadership is about delivering outcomes. Leadership is not about talking, just talking. So I begin with some very inspiring quotes from my experience, and some which are not my quotes. I have practiced while I served the Reserve Bank of India. So coming to brass tacks of leadership, first and foremost, I'd like to quote from Indian scriptures. Indian scriptures, they say, there are no bad followers, only bad leaders. No bad followers, only bad leaders. Then someone asked me in a seminar like this that, sir, you have to tell us what is your own personal take on what a true and credible leader should be like. Who is a credible leader? And I have to think for some time. I created my own portfolio right there on the spot. And I said, a true and credible leader is one, a gap between his talk and walk is zero. If you satisfy meet their strict condition, then you are true and credible leader. Not. Then coming to this from my experience, there are three types of leaders. Those who walk their talk, then those who talk their walk, and then those who only talk their talk. How do you like that? But the problem with those, the third kind is that the problem with not walking your talk is that after some time you have to give up talking that talk and start talking a new talk. That's the problem. And now all governance deficit is due to leadership deficit. All governance deficit is due to leadership deficit. And then to begin with the biggest disadvantage is the biggest advantage. To begin with the disadvantage is the biggest advantage. Please know that as you go up in your career. Then, the importance of self-esteem. Can anyone esteem you more than you esteem yourself? No way. As someone has rightly said, one is only worth so much as one esteems oneself. It's very important. If you esteem yourself high, others will put you in high esteem and you will be able to do wonders. That's very important. Then about titles, leadership, designations, titles, this and that. Wonderful things said by Machiavelli. Machiavelli said one beautiful thing which leaders, refers to leaders like tea. It is not titles that honor man, but it is man who title honors, who honor titles, It's very important. Then somebody said, limits, the only limits are those of vision. And this guy stopped there, Richard Boucher. I picked up again from where he left. And I said, and the only limits on vision are those of action. In fact, I have tweeted also, I have created this whatever quote. The world currently abounds, this has become very fashionable. If you go to any international seminar, academic program, there's a thought leaders, great thought leaders assembled. No one talks about action leaders. I have created this action leaders. I have an IPR, intellectual property rights. I say the world abounds in thought leaders, but is severely anemic in action. Very important. Action is what matters. Action speaks louder than words. And all the saying from my first experience. I'm sorry I can't share those instances with you some other time, but I thought I would share with you the lessons that I have drawn from my own personal experience. Now here comes John Ruskin said a wonderful thing, which then I picked up from where he left. John Ruskin said, what we say or believe is of no consequence. The only thing of consequence is what we actually do. And I have said, what finally matters is not knowing what must be done, but actually doing what must be done and doing it when it must be done. Make sense? And of course, George Bernard Shaw said, you will find one thing in my presentation today: action, emphasis on action, delivery, not just plain talk and writing good and speaking good. No, that's not my agenda. Then George Bernard Shaw said, he who can does, and he who cannot teaches. And somebody later on says, a guy who knew me from consulting firm says, sir, small mercy, you didn't say those who can't teach consult. Lighter way. I hope there's no consulting guy here. Then somebody said, the vision without action is daydreaming, but action without vision is nightmare. Both are equally important. As a leader, you must understand this. And now coming finally to very important thing, attitude. I'm not even very privy to this frequently used one phrase, oh well, this guy has an attitude problem, How many of you use this? He or she has an attitude problem. Raise hands. I think all of you raise hands. Oh, only one. Others don't feel it. No, they have attitude problem. Because it's very frequently used. Attitude problem. I said, there is no attitude problem. Attitude is in fact, attitude is a solution to every problem. If you have the right attitude, I am telling you, can't be a good, credible, true leader if your attitude is not right. If you have attitude of a leader, will you be a leader? So that's very important. So you have to have attitude. Attitude is not as in it's a negative, it's a big positive. It is a solution to every problem. Attitude is a solution to every problem. Now, in a lighter way, I read about this much later. I became converted to this particular proposition. And in fact, you can figure out yourself. I'll give you very quick this thing. If attitude, alphabets, if you assign 1 A, B, 2, C, 3 alphabets, then last Z, 26, and you put them in attitude, what number you get? 100. You get for hard work 97%, for leadership I think 98%, for aptitude you get 96%, and knowledge you get 96%. Attitude is 100%. What a coincidence. You all agree? Great coincidence. Now coming to aptitude versus attitude. Our Prime Minister said, most of you might be aware, rather than give to our students character certificates, we must give them aptitude certificates. I will go a step beyond, and I tweeted out, I said, I will go a step beyond and say that instead of giving aptitude certificates, we must give them attitude certificates. Because if attitude is right, I can tell you from my personal experience, you can get mastery of any skill, any aptitude that you want under the sun. I'm not an MS, I'm an MS in physics, I'm not a guy from economic background. I have never done finance. But people, Professor from IIM, they tell me, Dr. Sharma. I say, why you call me doctor? You know finance and economics so well. So a lot of people ask, how come you know it? I said, I never studied. Attitude. Attitude is right, you become leader today. If attitude is not right, you will become 60 years old, retire from some position, you will not have become leader. Make sense? Okay, thank you. No, thank you for this. You are not going to let off so easily, you know. You are in the grip of a leader who has practiced, who has lived leadership. So now, and what about the leadership? I'm saying this attitude. Very important. I have learned from my life. If you always do what you have always done, you will always have what you have always had. So you have to do something different. Otherwise, you remain where you are. And this is the most important thing. In success, what is the most important thing? Friendship. Friendship is very important. Without friends, you can't get anywhere. You can't even move on an inch. But I have created a quotable code. Please note it. Be successful in your life. You make friends when you don't need them, not when you need them, and certainly not after you. What 99% do? They make friends when they need them. So it doesn't work. I can tell you from my experience. I have known people. I have all these mobile numbers here. Secretary Government of all top one, PGP, police, army chief, everybody's number, army chief, air force chief, anybody who is there. I would know them, meet them, be in touch. But sometimes the public policy for I have to shift I have to shift currency notes at a short notice to Chhattisgarh area or some northeast. I talked to the air chief, BP Nayak, and helicopters of the air force were arranged. Just phone call. He could write, nothing happens. So that's very important. So your friends will come to you, they listen to you if you're having a problem, whether personal or societal or national or whatever, you will get response from you and make friends when you didn't need. That's very important. And also incidentally, when you talk about making friends, two things. One is you must learn to say thank for something somebody has done for you. I find from my experience, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. And second thing is, you must always write back. Receive a letter, email, mobile call, any call, you must return. I was an executive director, I was a very busy person, but I had my instruction given to secretary that even if I come back 9 o'clock after my meetings in the evening, if anybody with a class 4 staff from 30,000 staff in the Reserve Bank of India, if he had called me, you must note down his number and I will talk to him. Call was returned. Please note, if you want to get anywhere in life and far and do service to society, then you must make it a point to return all calls and reply to everything. You might be able to help, you might not be able to help. That doesn't matter. But reply, you must. Thank, you must. And this is very important. A true and credible leader is one who leads from the front and by personal example. Because he knows the way, he goes the way, and he shows the way. What are most of the leaders do? Majority of them, they know the way. A still lesser majority, they show the way. The microscopic minority, less than 1% percentile, they go the that's the problem. You have to show the way only by going the way. If you know the way, show the way, you are not a critical. You will not get anywhere in life. What is important is leading from the front by personal example. I will come to that couple of examples later. For now, let me share with you this one. General de Gaulle said the same thing when he was president and general. Men just don't count. What counts is who commands. The army general changes, the army changes. How does it happen? Leadership. And there is another one. Army of sheep led by a tiger and defeat an army of tigers led by a sheep. Leadership makes all the. And a true and credible leader, from my personal example, a true and credible leader is one who takes great personal risk for larger organization, societal and national good. That's very important. And this one is really very powerful. A true and credible leader is one who can listen to the sound of silence. A true and credible leader is one who can listen to the sound of silence. Because very important that a lot of people, majority of them voiceless, they have no voice. Then you have leader has to be able, this is a Chinese saying by the way, you have to be able to listen to that sound of silence. And how does it happen? By creating alternative channels of intelligence gathering and not relying upon your formal channels of hierarchy in terms of intelligence. What will it be? What is the upside of this? The upside is that all those formal hierarchies which are not doing their job and which is making it difficult for the people with no voice, not being heard by the leader and his team. They will be on their toes and they will be doing their job. They will be fair and just. Another thing, so leaders what they said typically, whether in the private corporate sector, the public sector, the government, anywhere, they say, oh well, I am too big a guy for these small matters, you know. I am not there to attend to the small matters, and I have said for my personal experience, I said, if you take care of the small things, bigger things get automatically taken care of because the devil lies in detail. So a hawk eye is the key for anything. Jolly very good. You do it, if others don't do it, you do it. So hawk eye is very good. Because in my case, people are very afraid. Any small thing is there, I have my hawk eye will catch it. Oh, but they will check twice, thrice before sending any note to me, any information. I will check that this information is right. This is what mistake you have wanted. This is very important. And this is very important. Now what happens to the leaders? You know, most of the guys must be thinking that fact is the same thing as truth. How many agree with that? Fact is the same thing as truth? No. So, it's very important since truth is more important than the facts and perception. A leader must get to the bottom of the facts where often the truth lies buried. Very important. A leader who does this will be true. And Shakespeare said, you have to be cruel. Sorry, you have to be kind to be cruel. You have to be kind to be cruel. That means if you want to be cruel, be tough, no nonsense, then you have to be kind. That's what most people do. Now I'm coming to again another aspect of attitude. Never accept anything without questioning and challenging and without applying your own logic and reason. This is my quote. What happens? Oh well, who said this? Like, you know, I used to dramatize. Somebody said, my mentor, my subordinates, when they used to come and discuss with me, like, I'll give you how things work. Suppose I'm dramatizing. Einstein comes to me and says, Mr. Sharma, I'm Einstein. I said, have a seat here, please, Mr. Einstein. Who doesn't know you? Will I have coffee or tea? He said, I'll have coffee. Mr. Sharma, I just discovered 2 plus 2 is 6. Oh, really? 2 plus 2 is 6? Einstein is saying that. So it must be. No. Because Einstein says 2 plus 2 is 6. It's not. Please don't get me wrong. Einstein won't say this. But what I'm saying is something different. The larger message in this is that never accept anything. It is not who is saying this. What is being said. That you have to challenge, question by applying your logic and reason. That's very important. Now coming to, this one thing I have done. Knowledge and intellect. It's a beautiful thing. You will really enjoy it and it's very relevant for a leader. Knowledge. This is my quotable quote I have said. Knowledge is about conditioned mind. And intellect and creativity are about unconditioned mind. What was knowledge? Knowledge was what? Knowledge was that the sun goes around the earth. That was knowledge. And what was creativity? What was intellect? What Galileo said. No, it is the earth that goes around the sun. This attitude for leader is very, very important. And if less than the best will do, why should anybody do the best? It's very important. And by the way, before I finish, I would like to say this, that the only way organizations, society and nation can become high performance organization, high performance society, high performance nation is by tolerating high performance. You don't have to experience high performance. It's the truth. I'm being cynical, you might say, but this is the wrong reality. High performance is very difficult for people to tolerate and for people to accept. It creates insecurity. And a true and credible leader is one who never feels insecure. That's very important. And that is why I have said before I finish, this is whatever I have created, that it is only he who himself stands and walks tall can tolerate those who stand and walk tall. Others will tolerate only those who crawl. So the leader has to stand and walk tall. And before I finish, the last thing I would like to say. So, when you become leaders, have you heard of Born Quiz contest?
Yes.
You have watched it, seen it, enjoyed it?
Yes.
Eric O'Brien used to say, your time starts now. So your time starts now. You become leader today or never. You never become leader when you grow in your career. It's your attitude. Imbibe the attitude now and you will become leader from today. If you postpone even by a day, I can guarantee you will never become leader. Thank you all so very much.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your keen insights. It always, somebody told me like a couple of days back, it's very important to be a strong character. By strong character, I don't mean having those physical pleasures with many people, no. By strong character, I mean the strong value system. What I rightly see, sir, you've been growing up your value chain, you've been following Shakespeare's and Galileo's of the world. It's very important to learn from the people who have been there, done that past 100 of years. We are human beings, we don't have time to learn from our own mistakes. It's always good to learn from the best. And sir spoke rightly about there are no bad followers. That's so true. Looking at the office boy of the college or an institution or any corporate, you can come to know how the CEO is, being honest. If he's able to manage things well at the office boy level, he's great. He rightly said about there are no bad followers, there are only bad leaders, which I really loved it. We also try to do the same in some kind of states. You spoke about you have to be a credible leader. Disadvantage, the biggest advantage. Most of the big companies, big corporations, or in fact big startups have come up from the places where the Flipkart CEOs were working in Amazon and then thought about, hey, this is a disadvantage, we can pull things in a better way. So it's always good to learn from these, and action speaks louder than words. It's not only about action and just the talk. It's always walk the talk, as Sir rightly said. So thank you again, sir, for being here. Okay, big applause for ex-Army Kishore. Sweet. Okay, the last speaker, in fact, the second last speaker for the day. I've got a couple of slides if time permits. If Tarun sir give me some time, I'll speak about my learnings also. So we got Mr. Tarun Anand, amazing guy. He's again a senior from SPJ in Bombay. Not bad. Sir, 1996. Okay, 99. I was in my 7th standard. Lovely. So he's a super duper senior from SPJ in Bombay. He's the ex-managing director, Thomson Reuters. Thomson Reuters is one of the world's leading financial institutions right now. He's done executive education from Tuck Business School, again an Ivy League here, Michigan Business School and IE Business School, Spain, right? And he's the youngest CEO ever in the history of Thomson Reuters. He was running a brand for $2 billion business across 136 countries. And at the age of 32 years, that's again lovely. He's represented India in rugby, in fact. So he's a rugby national player. He's scaled Mount Kilimanjaro and Kanchenjunga, right, sir? All right. So way to go, sir. And Mr. Tarun, big hand applause for the second last speaker.
Good evening. It's great, fantastic show you have here. Really great organization. Thank you for this opportunity to be part of the Global Leadership Summit. So, it's great to be with such young minds who are going to be the future of India. I'm going to tell you just two stories, just two stories about my life and what were the two different things I learned from these stories and changed my life. I started like you, quite a few of you grew up in Mumbai. Used to go on these local trains in Mumbai, work very hard. 12 ghante, 12 hours, 14-hour days, 16-hour days, very tired. I had to go back from Nariman Point to Andheri where I used to stay, and I would go in the train. Anybody been in a local train here? Yeah, all of you, I suspect. So I came up with an idea, right? This idea was, I was tired, really dead tired. I would stand in the train and khade so jata. Because it's great, it goes karak karak. It's really good, and the beauty is you can't fall. They got back from this side, beautiful perfumes coming through. Right? So you're in that like, wow, this is great. It used to feel, I cracked it, I can sleep standing. I used to look outside and see this guy in a Mercedes Benz. I'm like, who's that guy in the Mercedes Benz? He said, he's the CEO. At that point I said, मुझे भी CEO बनना है, instant वो होता है ना, मैं भी बनूंगा CEO. My friend say ऐसे नहीं बनता है, तू तो BCom है. BCom के बाद क्या? BCom, right? So they said, no chance. तेरे को MBA करना है. बोला MBA क्या होता है? अरे MBA करना है, कुछ CAT crack करना है. I said CAT में क्या होता है? He said, boss, maths होता है. There only I died. I hated maths, okay, with a passion. And one thing you're not allowed to ask me is my CAT score. I'm sorry, I'm in CATKing world, but that was my weakness. So I said, finally, I managed to get into SPJ in Mumbai. On the last day, on our graduation day, my dean asked me, all of us, graduation, said, you need to become a CEO in 10 years' time. Who is going to take up this challenge? So I was, I put up my hand, because I remember my train thing, I said, I'll become a CEO in 10 years. Okay, fine. 10 years later, what happened? Guess what? I failed. I did not become a CEO in 10 years' time, but in 12 years' time, I became a CEO of a global company. Chalega? Yeah? It was, just 136 countries, lived in London, New York, Hong Kong, amazing experience all over. Thought I've done it. Nothing better than this. At 32 years, you're a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar organization. It got better. At 33 years, I was promoted to the board of a $40 billion corporation. Suddenly, I'm standing in a boardroom with all 8 goras around me, and I'm looking at them, wondering, they're looking at me, wondering, what am I doing there? I'm looking at them, wondering, what am I doing there? Right? What the hell is happening here? I thought this can't get better, it kept getting better. Anyway, the story is that I didn't start like this, right? You don't just get out and become a CEO. I started my career as a door-to-door salesperson. Do you know what's a door-to-door salesperson? I used to go bell ringing in Breach Candy. Anybody knows Breach Candy? All the high and mighty live there. So I would get there. Now, if you're doing door-to-door residential selling, you know in every residence, husband, wife in Bombay, professional world, leave at, 8 o'clock. So if you have to hit your target market, I would hit my target market at 6 in the morning. How happy will your mother be if I maro your bhanti at 6 in the morning? Not too happy, right? So I would go, bell by bell. Good morning, ma'am. I'm from HSBC. I was working for Hong Kong and Shanghai. Good morning, ma'am. I'm from HSBC. Good morning, Bharat. Nobody's allowing you. Even before getting to the door, there used to be this board on the gate saying, dogs and salesperson are not allowed, right? So you're pehle kutta bana diya aapko. You're like a dog. So you're feeling good. You ring bell after bell after bell, and all you get is a door slammed on your face. Nobody wants to talk to you. Very depressing. I've got this target to do. If I don't hit the target, I'm going to get fired. Right? But nobody is even willing to listen to me for 3 seconds. So it was very frustrating. Finally, I racked my brain. I used to even cry go up to the terrace. How do I manage this? I'm going to lose my job. I came up with an idea. Can I tell you that idea? On the one condition, today you won't go home and tell your mothers this idea. Promise me. Mummy ko nahi batana. Haath upar. Nobody's going to go and tell their moms this idea, okay? Okay. So imagine you're the mother. I know girls it's easier. Guys a little tough, but put yourself in the mother's shoe. Morning 6 o'clock, someone is rung your bell, ding dong. Neend mein aaye ho, pata nahi doodh wala hai, paper wala hai, kya hai. You open the door, right? You open the door, and there I'm standing. Good morning, ma'am. I'm from HSBC. What's going to happen? Right? I knew this was going to happen. So I said, now I have to time this to perfection. So the door would open. Good morning, ma'am. I'm from HSBC, and she's गुस्से में दरवाजा बंद करने वाली. कोई जोर से कोई security को phone करता है, right? How did ये कैसे आ गया? So the door is about to shut. Means she's done this, and then I have to time this to perfection. I would do this. तो मैं आपके घर के अंदर दिल्ली से पार हो गई. तो दरवाजा तो लगेगा, कभी जोर से कभी आहिस्ते से. दरवाजा लगता था. It used to hit me. I would go thud, 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 falling on the floor, and I'd get up and say, I think I've hurt myself. Now, where did I grow up? Mumbai. What's Mumbai known for? Bollywood. Right? So I had 2 Bollywood friends. Can I tell you their names? One was, you might have heard of a guy called Salman Khan. Right? Grew up with him, and my classmate was Karan Johar. So Karan मेरे को बोलता था कि तू जो ऐसा कर रहा है ना, उसके पहले थोड़ा यहाँ पे ग्लिस्ट्रीन लगा दे. And then he showed me how to twitch, और सीधा एक टपकना चाहिए आंसू, और सीधा फिर माँ की आँख में दीजिए. फिर माँ कट गई, right? No, not the way you're thinking. गलत मत समझ. गलत मत समझ. Now all mothers have beautiful hearts. They're feeling bad. A kid is fallen, so उसको दर्द मतलब दर्द दिया है तो दवा तो देना है. I'm like, मैम मैं निकल रहा हूँ. मुझे बस एक painkiller दे दो, right? One painkiller and I'm gone. So she goes, painkiller, pani, painkiller, pani, painkiller, pani, painkiller, pani. About to have the painkiller, I would stop. She's wondering, ये क्या हो गया? I said, मैम मैं भूल गया. आज मैंने breakfast नहीं खाया. Now I'm not asking for a double cheese omelette with French fries and toast, please. All I'm asking for is a cup of chai. Every mother knows कि खाली पेट में आप नहीं खाते हो, right? All your mothers will not allow you to have medicine. So she's a lovely, mothers have beautiful hearts. She's saying, चलो चाय बना दो 5-7 मिनट. चाय बनने में पीने में 7-8 मिनट. 15 minutes, sale done. All I needed was to buy time. I wasn't getting even 3 seconds. Here I was getting 15 minutes, right? Then it was Ghanti fall painkiller chai sale, Ghanti fall painkiller chai sale, Ghanti fall painkiller chai sale. One shot, 6 painkillers. She's giving me that look, ye pagal sata, can't say. I get it. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because in life, friends, doors are going to slam on your face, right? There are going to be many, many doors which are going to go bang on your face. Now, either find a way through your door, right? And for that you come to CATKing, crack your CAT. I didn't get that opportunity. crack it, that's the way you get in, right? Or there's always another door. Always another door in your life. See, I also wanted to get into IMs. I know these guys are rock stars. IM guys. उन्होंने मेरे को धक्के मार के निकाल दिया. Like, get up. Then I said, चलो कुछ नहीं तो Jamnalal, Bajaj, JBI में. They also said, huh? Then I said, NM. No. There's always another door, right? So remember in life, you're going to face failure, but never give up hope. There's always another door. Now, the second story I'm going to tell you is about my sudden rise meteorically into the corporate world. So I used to be living in London. My boss was a Britisher. Can we change the slide? My boss was a Britisher called Mark Robson. We had 4 Brits, 2 Americans, 1 German, 1 French, 1 Australian, 1 Chinese, 1 Japanese, 1 Brazilian, and me part of a global management team. We were thinking of doing an acquisition in Germany. So my good friend Heiko Cassens from Germany puts up his hand and said, I will do the due diligence. Because before you buy a company, you need to do due diligence, right? So the German, because he's from Germany, he said, I will do the due diligence. Okay? My boss said, how long will you take? He said, I will take 2 months to do a thorough due diligence of the company. Everybody here knows due diligence? Basically, when you buy something, when you buy a car, what do you look at it? You look at the engine, you look at the, mileage, XYZ. Similarly, when you buy a company, you look at the balance sheet, you look at the profit and loss, you look at the people you acquire, the technology, so on and so on. So there's a whole host of things you look at before you buy a company. Anyway, so my colleague said, Heiko said, I'll do it in 2 months. Now my good friend Michael McCockle, colleague from New York, he puts up his hand. Sir, I will do the due diligence, Mark. How long will you take? He said, I will take 1 month. So now the German has, see, the Americans always like to do cardi with the Germans since World War, right? Right? So now the German is very upset. No, how can we do it? We need to do this analysis, that. So they are arguing with each other. I put up my hand. So my boss says, so my name is Tarun Anand, but in London they used to call me Tarun, right? When I moved to New York, they called me Tarun. I can't tell you what the Chinese called me. I'll have to jump out of the 3rd floor. They'll Roger my. So Tarun, what do you say? I said, Mark, I'll do the due diligence. How long will you take? I said, 2 weeks. So the German and the American who were arguing, suddenly the Sardar standing up saying 2 weeks. They bounced onto me. You don't know anything. You've come from India. You have no experience in global markets. This, that. You don't know. You're going to screw up this deal. I'm like, My boss came and said, no, let Tarun do it. I said, okay. Guess what? Next moment, meeting finished, called up my secretary, booked my flight that very moment to Frankfurt. I land in Frankfurt, and guess what? I've never done due diligence in my life. Hoi na Sardar walo baat. Never done due diligence. So, obviously, worked my ass off, worked so hard, tore the balance sheet inside out, talked to people, did all the stuff in the world, 14, 18, 20-hour days, non-stop for 2 weeks, came back to my boss and said, here's my due diligence report. So he's looking at it, he's like, it's missing something. This analysis you've not done properly. I said, Gai bahas pani mein. Right? I'm going to be now fired because this is a huge punt I've taken. Anyway, he kept reading. At the end of it, he said, yeah, but it's got enough for us to take it to the next level, which is called financial due diligence. And it's called, when you do financial due diligence, you get into NDA to actually get into the next set of rules. So anyway, I was so thrilled, I managed to crack it. Somehow it's moved to the next stage, and I forgot about it. 6 months later, I get a call from my boss. 6 months later, I get a call from my boss, and he says, Tarun, come over to New York for dinner. I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm ready. Let's go for dinner. What happened is, he was in New York, I'm in London. So I had to fly all the way to New York. That very day I flew, because the next day was the dinner. Went to dinner, reached the dinner, 7 p.m. My boss opens a bottle of Dom Perignon champagne. And he says, congratulations, Tarun, you're the new global CEO of the treasury business. I was like, wow! I was like blown away, like laddu फूट रहे थे. You know what is the first thing that came to my mind? अब हम गोरों पे राज करेंगे. इतने साल हो गए. But I couldn't tell him he's a Gora. Right? So anyway, this was a phenomenal experience. I said, you know, done. But why me, Mark? I'm just going to take 30 seconds more. Why me? He said, just one reason. You know how to smash the deadline. I said, what do you mean? Because in London, with all my colleagues, they were from Harvard, Wharton, Stanford. You name it, from Oxford, Cambridge. I was from SPJ. Nobody's heard of SPJ in New York. Right? And they were 20 years senior to me, my friends. All of my colleagues were 20 years senior to me. Right? 20 saal. Imagine tomorrow, someone can become your boss who's not even born today. That's what happened to them. Right? So that was the reality. He said, why? Because you know how to smash the deadline. If you hadn't said 2 weeks' time, we would have lost this deal. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, we acquired the company. Our biggest competitor, Bloomberg, was already in NDA mode, negotiation of the deal. So if you hadn't put up your hand, that's what I'm looking for in a global CEO. Someone who can smash the deadlines and take risks, because I knew from your report, you've never done it. That's all I'd like to say. Right? Thank you for this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Ekagra sir. Ekagra sir.
Ekagra sir. Okay. Please have the floor. We'll stop for a minute. Cameraman guys, is it okay? Should we continue? Camera guy, you please stop. Yeah. Okay, lovely. Great. Thanks, Tarun. It's always lovely hearing you. You know, people know SPJ in New York a little bit now. Yeah, that's great. So it's yeah, we got Harvard Business School sitting up there. Yeah, I know. Nobody knows SPJ in Bombay till the time you start preparing for CAT. That's lovely. It's always lovely to listen to seniors. We got Harvard sitting out there, and you know SPJ in Bombay, and we got a couple of Ivy Leagues here. So it's all ready. We are missing Hanif today. Anisha, do we have Hanif coming in? No. Okay. So Hanif is again London School of Economics. Nevertheless, great. So I love the smash the deadline date. So that's a lovely thing. So if you want to be really successful in life, it's all about smashing the deadline. You know it or not, it's all about raising the hand first. Raising the hand first. Who's going to do it? I'm going to do it. If you're not able to perform, that's fine. That's fine. But somehow you sometimes wrong or right, but you become the youngest CEO. It's all about raising the hand at the right time. So thanks, sir. All your inputs are great. So towards the end, we got our own Mr. Ekagra Sharma. Have you heard about Ekagra Sharma? Great. Great. Ekagra sir, over to you. So welcome Ekagra. Ekagra is CAT 99.99 mathematics aptitude, quantitative aptitude, and he's a trainer with us. I'm really proud to say he's with us for 4 years now. 3.5 years to be more maths, you know, 3.5 precise. So 3.5 years now. Ekagra hails from, people who don't know him, he's from IMT Ghaziabad. I think most of you guys know about. He's an MBA. The good thing is, whenever you laugh at a couple joke, you know who has written it? Ekagra sir. So he's the one who writes jokes for couple, and now he's moving to Indian Idol as well. Great, Indian Idol is done. Which else? One more, right? One more Indian Idol. Then. Sorry, come on, Little Champ. So all the things that you laughed out on louder, it's all done by Ekagra sir. So big up a hand of applause for Ekagra.
चलिए, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आप लोगों के बीच अपने को पाकर, और इतने अच्छे लोग यहाँ पर बैठे हैं. मतलब ये एक तरह से संगम है, अनुभव और कामयाब लोगों का जमघट. इतने सारे लोग एक जगह पर आकर इकट्ठे हो जाएं, ये बड़ी बात है आज की शाम के लिए. एक बार इन सब लोगों के सम्मान में आप तालियां बजाइए. आपको इतना अच्छा गेम देखने को नसीब हो रहा है. मैं भी स्पीच सुन रहा था, बीके शर्मा सर एक बड़ी अच्छी बात बोली एटीट्यूड से रिलेटेड. सर मुझे एक शेर याद आया. गालिब ने बहुत समय पहले एक शेर कहा था, जो मुझे उस समय समझ में नहीं आया, था भी नहीं तब, लेकिन जब मैंने सुना उसके भी 5-6 बार, मुझे 5-6-7 बार वो शेर समझ में आया. गालिब ने कहा था कि वो पूछते हैं हमसे कि गालिब कौन है, कोई बतलाए हमको, क्या बतलाएं क्या. मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि गालिब बोलना क्या चाह रहा है इस शेर में. अब मुझे समझ में आया कि ये शेर एटीट्यूड से रिलेटेड है. इसमें बात एटीट्यूड की चल रही है. गालिब इतना बड़ा शायर था, उसे कभी अपनी जिंदगी में इंट्रोडक्शन देने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी. हर बार आसपास 4-6 लोग होते थे, वो पता क्या करते थे कि गालिब कौन है. जब पहली बार किसी ने पूछ लिया कि आप कौन हो, तो डिफिकल्टी ये होगी कि आज अपने बारे में बोलना क्या है कि हम कौन है। तो यहाँ पे एटीट्यूड है। जैसे कोई शाहरुख खान से पूछ ले कि आप कौन, तो वो भी सोचने लगेगा 1 मिनट यार मैं इंट्रोडक्शन दूं कैसे, ये कौन बेवकूफ है कि मुझे नहीं जानता। तो गाली, तो ये एटीट्यूड आपकी लाइफ में होना चाहिए। ये जो मैनेजमेंट के लोग आपको सिखा रहे हैं, इसी एटीट्यूड से रिलेटेड सिखा रहे हैं। कोई बतलाए कि हम बतलाएं क्या। और मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि हिंदुस्तानी आदमी को मैनेजमेंट सिखाने की जरूरत पड़ती नहीं है। भारतीय आदमी जो होता है, शुद्ध भारतीय आदमी, वो बचपन से मैनेजमेंट सीख के आता है। हमने तो नॉर्थ में और कई जगहों पे ये देखा है कि अपना जो टूथब्रश होता है, जब वो पूरी तरीके से खराब हो जाता है तो उसको फेंका नहीं जाता। जो भाभियां होती है उसको गैस स्टोव पे पीछे से गर्म करती है, फिर उसमें चाकू से एक छेद करती है और बाद में उससे पजामे में नाड़े डालने का यंत्र बनाया जाता है। तो यह है ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्स, यह है ट्रू मैनेजमेंट जो हम बचपन से सीखते हैं। लीडरशिप की हम बात कर रहे हैं। आप मुझे बताइए दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लीडर कौन? मैंने जहां तक मेरी सोच हुई, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि सबसे बड़ा अगर कोई लीडर हुआ है तो वो हुए हैं हनुमान। वो हुए हनुमान। बचपन में ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं मिला तो सीधे जाके सूरज को धर लिया, तो यही निपटाओ ब्रेकफास्ट में कुछ नहीं। तो हनुमान जी को जब राम जी ने बोला लंका जाना है, तो उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला कौन सी फ्लाइट है, वो एयर है टीएडी दो, कैसे जाऊंगा, पर यूं हाथ किया जय श्री राम बोला और सीधे लंका। अब जब लंका में पहुंचे, अब आप देखना मैनेजमेंट किसे कहते हैं। जैसे लंका में पहुंचे, तेल किसका? रावण का। कपड़े किसके? रावण के। माचिस किसकी? थैली किसकी? यही तो है मिनिमम रिसोर्स का मैक्सिमम आउटपुट। अपना कुछ नहीं, सामने वाले का लगा करके पूरी लंका साफ करके वापस रिटर्न अगले दिन। दिस इज मैनेजमेंट एंड दिस इज एटीट्यूड। इसीलिए मैं कहता हूं कि तूफानों से आंख मिलाओ, तूफानों से, सुनो सब लोग इधर वाले भी, तूफानों से आंख मिलाओ, सैलाबों पे वार करो। तूफानों से आंख मिलाओ, सैलाबों पे वार करो, जहाजों का चक्कर छोड़ो, तैर के समंदर पार करो। हम लोगों ने बहुत समय से मैनेजमेंट की स्टोरी सुनी है, अपने एमबीए के अंदर सीखी है। मुझे कहानी ये याद आती है, बड़ी अच्छी लगती है कि एक बार कोई व्यक्ति कहीं से निकल रहा था और उसने देखा कि एक बहुत बड़े एलिफेंट को एक छोटी सी रस्सी से रोप से बांध के रखा है। जब उसने पूछा उससे कि ये इतना बड़ा एलिफेंट इस छोटी सी रस्सी से कैसे बंधा हुआ है, जब उसका जो महावत था, जो उसको सिखाने वाला था, ट्रेनर था, तो उस ट्रेनर ने जवाब दिया कि जब एलिफेंट बहुत छोटा था तब हमारे पास में आया था, एकदम बच्चा, और उसके बाद हमने इसको उससे बांध दिया, तब से ये इसी रस्सी से बंधा हुआ है। नाउ देयर माइंड आर कंडीशन दैट दे कैन नॉट ब्रेक इट। उनका दिमाग अब कंडीशनड हो गया है कि वो इसको तोड़ नहीं सकते इस रस्सी को। हमारे साथ भी लाइफ में ऐसी चीजें होती है कि हम किसी चीज को प्रोग्राम बना करके दिमाग में याद कर लेते हैं कि ये चीज हम कर नहीं सकते, चाहे वो मैथमेटिक्स हो, चाहे वो वर्बल हो, या कोई टॉपिक हो। बस हमारे दिमाग में वो चीज ऐसी बैठ जाती है कि यार ये चीज करी नहीं जा सकती, क्योंकि हम शायद एक बार उस चीज में फेल हो चुके हों या एक बार नहीं हुई हो। मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि कहीं अगर आपके दिमाग में ऐसी कोई चीज प्रोग्रामिंग हो गई हो तो उसको हटा दो। चीजें होती है, होती रहती है, लेकिन आप चीजों को किस तरह से एक्सेप्ट करते हो के साथ उसी के ऊपर बेस्ड है। Whenever adversity knocks at your door, how you respond, it all for this thing. आपका रिस्पॉन्स क्या है, आपका रिप्लाई क्या है, आपकी रिएक्शन क्या है उसके लिए। आपने बहुत अच्छी बात आज सीखी है, आप इसके ऊपर गौर करें, थोड़ा सा अंदर से और जागृत रहें, अपने विश्वास को और जगाएं कि आपने जो कुछ भी सोचा हो, जो भी आपका इरादा हो, आप उसके ऊपर सफल हो सके, क्योंकि ये ना तेरे वनवास में है, ना तेरे संन्यास में है, तेरी कामयाबी का रास्ता सिर्फ तेरे विश्वास में है। तो जितना अच्छा विश्वास होगा आप उतना आगे जाएंगे। फिलहाल मेरी तरफ से इतना ही।
Alright, that's lovely. Thank you, Ekagra. Big hand for the Ekagra Sharma. Great. So before we end it over, we just have 7 more minutes to close it up. We've got a couple of achievers. So in fact, everyone in the entire cycle of life is sitting here. You guys are studying. A couple of you guys are students for this year. These guys have already done it. In fact, I've done it 5 years back. Isha has done it 2 years back. They're all in the MBA circle. Like Tarun, Anand sir has done about how many years back? 20 years back, so I mean, RBI, ex-director sir must have done long back. So because everyone is sitting out here. So your job is, next year when you are here, you should be moving there. So I want to call all my seniors for a minute. And Tarun sir, if you can come and facilitate our achievers. They are your seniors. In fact, your target next year should be, it should be IIM or nothing, or top business school. IIM, SPJ in Bombay, NMIMS, that's what you strive for. And there are a couple of your seniors who have been there, done that. So Anisha's got to call them, all of them, and raise their names. So we'll do a quick round of applause for them. And over to you, Anisha. Big round of applause for the achievers.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm not going to take much of your time, but I would want, can I request Kishore sir to be on the stage to give the trophies to our achievers? Thank you so much. Okay, so first we have Apurva, who's joining IIT Bombay, STM song. Congratulations. Next we have Neha Rathod, who's yes. So first few I would request you to be there. Next we have Neha, who's 98.97 in CAT, joining Anand School of Economics. Congratulations. Next we have Prathamesh, who's coming from a very different background of chemistry and now doing MBA from SP Jain. Next can we have Neeraj, again who's joining NMIMS, that's my college. We're more than happy to have you up here. And we have Aftab. Aftab who's joining NITI, hardcore operations, right opposite us, but yes, please come. Thank you so much, Kishore sir, as well. Can I request Shajan sir to come next? Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so next we have Viswadeep. Viswadeep has cracked like tons of colleges, so where are you finally going? Micah or? All right, awesome. So he's going to be probable for JD. If not, then Micah. Congratulations, Viswadeep. Next we have Ruta. So we have a series of all NMIMS juniors coming up next. So we have Ruta next. Next we have Akshit. Next we have Harshini. Congratulations. Welcome to NMIMS team. Thank you so much, Shajan sir.
Cameraman.
Tarun sir, could I please request you to be on stage next? Next we have Samarth, who's done brilliantly at NMAT and also CET 99 percentile, 99.79 percentile. Next we have Pritesh, who's got got fine. One person going to the XLRI Xavier's XIMB. Congratulations. Next we have Pooja. Again, CAT 99.43 percentile. These are all high achievers looking up for exams next. Next we have Ritika, who's going to Micah, whose always dream had been Micah from the day she joined the class, and only Micah. And make sure you're going there. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Tarun sir. Could I request Ashim to come up on stage next? I'm sorry. Alright, so next we... Next, can I have Neerav? So Neerav Bharia has got CAT 94 and is awaiting his IIM results right now. Let's make sure he goes to one of the new IIMs for sure. Next, we have Shreyas. Shreyas is not there. Congratulations, Shreyas, for cracking almost all the symbiosis colleges. Next, we have Amay, who's going to SIOM. Great. Next we have Bhavini, who's also joining NMIMS. Thank you so much, Ashim. Can I have Aditya sir on stage, please? Riya. Again, the NMIMS team is back here. We have Riya. Next, we have Varsha. Siddhant. Next, Minas. Siddhant, please. Next, Minas. Next, we have Manisha. Who's again joining Micah. Thank you so much, Aditya sir. Thank you, Manisha. Congratulations, all of you guys, for making it to the top of these schools. That's how it is like to be proud, sir.
Alright, thanks guys. Your motivation should be that next year you should be called in here and making big things, and your motivation should be that a couple of down the line, when you go to B school, you pass out of B school, do something really big so that we can invite you at the Global Leadership Summit, and I can be proud of that you were sitting in this side and now you're on this side of the table. So I will quickly call all our speakers and thank you them. So please, all the speakers on the stage, please. Professor Sharma, will you call Professor Sharma? He's inside the green room. Saurabh Dasgupta, he's already left. Shajan, he's already here. Okay. Ashim, here. Ashim, why don't you come on the stage quickly? Tarun sir, please. Kishore sir, and Aditya. Shajan. Professor Sir Ekagra Sharma, a big round of applause for you guys. Thanks for this is for momentum from our side. Thank you so much. This is for Saurabh is already there. Shajan. That's the order. Shajan, thank you so much for your time. Thanks, sir. Please take an hour to come to chat. Thank you, sir. Okay, Ashim. Next one is Ashim. Ashim, thanks for your time. Yeah, thank you so much. Next is Mr. Tarun. Hi Tarun, thank you so much. Do we have Tarun? Thank you, sir. It's always great.
This one, I'll give to you.
Big round of applause for Tarun for the highly motivated speaker. Next is Mr. Kishore Sharma. Thanks for coming all the way. He's flying down all the way from Rajasthan. Thank you, sir. Thank you, God bless. And last not least, thank you Aditya for coming in all the way. Thank you so much. Thank you. A big round of applause for speakers again once again. Yeah? Great. So we're going to close the session right now, and the speakers, you guys can chill out a little bit. For all of you guys, we spent a lot of time. Your certificates are ready in the order of A, B, C, and the first ones there's a set of two sitting out there. So the row one is going to be A, B, C, followed by what's that? What's the number? So check your names, A, B, C, and followed by your names are written there. If your names are not correct on the certificates, please do that. This is very important. More importantly, if you're writing in your resume that you've attended a global leadership summit at CATKing and you met a couple of guys from Harvard Business School, it's very important to know what have you learned. So a couple of you guys have been taking notes. Rest of you guys, we're going to give you one slide or one pager, which is going to be encapsulate all the learnings what we have done. The learnings are also updated on Facebook as we talk. So go home and learn all these things and implement all these learnings. Do we have MLPs all here? MLPs, the core team?
Yes, sir.
Great. Why don't you come on the stage and all MLPs? Everyone. So a big round of applause for all these guys for setting this up. The entire global leadership summit is done all across this. We've got NMIS, I'm Ahmedabad, I'm Bangalore, I'm Calcutta here on the stage, and who's from Ahmedabad? Suman is from Ahmedabad. We've got I'm Bangalore. Where is the Bangalore guy? Oh, we got Anshul from he's VGTI, I'm Bangalore. Then where is I'm Cal? Great, we got two guys from IMCAL, he's in IIT again. Do we have Ankur here?
Ankur.
Ankur's inside.
Ankur is inside. Okay, Ankur is again an idea. Okay, this is Ankur here. Ankur, what's up? Great. So again, big applause for these guys for making this show happen. Thank you so much, guys, for all the things that you've done at CATKing. Thank you, God bless you. Thank you so much. Thanks. Okay, thank you guys. You guys can chill out, and there's going to be one slide I'm giving you, one printout. You guys can take it home. Your certificates are already collected, and you guys can go home and don't miss the class tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. God bless. Take care. Bye.
बोलना है कुछ रुक जाओ हाँ बोलता हूँ दोबारा लाइव कर लाइव है दोबारा करते हैं लाइव है बंद करके दोबारा ठीक है